Metaphysical Mama, how's everyone doing? Twin flames, divine masculines, divine feminines. We in for a ride. I got guided to put that title up, so we're definitely going to be in for a reading. I hope you all ready. Get your tea or your coffee or your blunt, and thank you for coming to spend some time with me. I'm sorry, knocking you around. Knocking you all over the place. And I'm going to actually, sorry, I'm going to change the camera view if it lets me. What's going on here? Not letting me? That's funny. Anyhow, that's cool. We're good like that, I think. Yeah. So, yo, crazy. I'm just going to, let me just get into the groove here. Pull a, oh, we got a flyer. We got a flyer. What we got? It was upside down. Upside down faux. Faux. My camera's not cooperating. I'm just going to keep it that way. So, yeah, I love this deck. This is a pretty ancient deck. So, upside down faux. So, to me, presently, this is like, right, kind of being suspended in the air, a lot of suspension going on, a lot of anxiety's been, I've been feeling a lot of the anxiety anyhow. It's like it comes up through my chest, and I don't really have a specific, I do my checks and balances, and there's stuff going on definitely that, causes some anxiety within me personally, but, I use my tools, right? Our spiritual tools. I breathe. I try to clear out my thoughts and my feelings and my internal. This is where we go interdimensional into the esoteric body, right? The universe is inside of you. So while we're in this Fool stage, none of us really, nobody has all the keys. We're all fumbling around in the dark looking for our keys, right? It's like I lost my keys. I'm looking for my keys in the dark so I can get in my car. But I think somebody else is sitting in my car, right? And your body is like your vehicle, your vamana. So you don't want anybody else in your house, right? That doesn't belong, or in your car, or taking your place. So you wouldn't necessarily let someone in your body, right, that doesn't belong either, or in your fields of consciousness or unconsciousness, right? And so a lot of this is like beings that have taken advantage, right? Fallen ones coming into, say, the daughters of man is anybody that has that, right, can't wait, that's too eager, that's in a rush to make somebody, get somebody to do something, like you want, like peer pressure. So if I have awareness, my masculine intellect has awareness, and I take advantage of somebody else's feelings or ignorance, right, or unawareness, aside making me an asshole, that's a fallen angel. That's a fallen one. That's what they're talking about when they're saying, they come into the daughters of men. Because it could be a guy coming into another guy's head and vessel body, taking advantage of another's feelings, another's destiny. If you know something ahead of somebody and you're trying to manipulate things, or you have jealousy or envy, and you don't want to see that person succeed, or for something inside those people, something, right? It's like that, and they act upon that, and they do, right? It's, again, that goes into, like, put it into perspective. It's like a child, a baby, a toddler, right? Teenager being rebellious or having a temper tantrum, not getting their way, right? Yahweh, you're not getting Yahweh. They're not getting their way. So they're having a temper tantrum, and then they go get other people or other beings, right? They're going to have to retaliate, and now they're all mad, and they're going to get their gang on you, and blah, blah, right? So but that's childish. It's immature emotional behavior. So we have a lot of adults running around acting very, very, right? Childish Gambino. Childish. The American dream. It's 9:36. I said that. And the American dream's great, but I believe we all have also our own dreams, right? And our own aspirations and our own passions, right? The universe is inside of you, right? And last I knew, uni only meant one. If there was only one, we'd all be crammed together in one big blob, which we kind of are. But it's a right. It's a multiverse, but we're in like the antimatter zone. I'm really glad my friend said this to me last night about antimatter, because like the positive and the negative, but then the antimatter is what made, right, the universe. So we all jumped into the one universe of, say, antimatter, right? Twin flames, rainbow seeds, my divines, right? 144, whatever you are aware of yourself as internally and whatever. I don't really like to use all the labels and names because everybody likes to try to cling on to them. And or again, a word, right? A vibration creates form. So a word that we've heard, right? Shepherds herd, round up the herds, right? And Roundup is like Monsanto, the farmers. This goes real deep. Like it's like we really, really, really got to play with words and jump all over the spectrum and like flip flop the words into. That's how we make change, right? Change weighs more than a dollar bill, y'all. Right? You have to have something that holds weight. So the term making change, right? Change a thought, move a direction. So when we get stuck in uncomfortable thoughts and feelings, so we have to take a look at them because we're cleaning out the skeletons in our closet, right? The skeletons in God's closet. And ye are gods and goddesses, right? God is inside of you and everywhere, right? Like a plant, a tree, everything is vibrating. Nothing is completely, so everything has electricity, movement, and life buzzing through it. I guess this is going to be a deep esoteric metaphysical. They just got me spirits got me just blabbing. No, the cards are just sitting here. I hope that's okay with all of you. So yeah, as I said that though, right? We'll just keep on plowing along. I think and right, okay, so where are we going next, Spirit? I mean, if you guys are aware, right, like as far as like the 3D news goes and all that, right, we got like all this stuff going with Biden and Cuomo and a lot of sex scandals and sexual harassment and right, it's not like feminism, right, as far as, again, like I was just saying about the fallen angels, right, promoting, right, sex sells, sex smells, and lots of bitches, meaning any beings, man, woman, whatever the fuck you are doing sex spells, death spells, harvesting rituals, money spells, court spells, court magic. This is all like they use it, right? A word is a spell. So speaking and trying to, right, move a thought, move a direction. So those that are trying to, right, grab onto the reins and move energy in another manner to try to get us to all carry their karma. That's how when two people get married in the, right, physical human world, you take on a man's last name. There's a song called I Nearly Forgot My Broken Heart by Chris Cornell. And there's 2 videos for that. And I believe they took one down on YouTube. They did for a long time. I don't know if you could find it on there or not. If it's not on YouTube, you could find it on Vimeo. I nearly forgot my broken heart. And you have to watch both videos. Rabbit ears. Cut. You got to watch both. One's more of like where they showed it in the video. It's kind of like a Lilith and an Eve. And Lilith gives Eve or whatever, the girl, a potion, so to speak, a tincture, because they're hanging. They're hanging people. So they got the cloaks guy and they're doing the hangings. And so Lilith gave Eve this tincture to pour on the rope so that the rope burned when they hanged them so that they didn't die. So it looked like they got hung, but then the rope burns and they get to fall. So then they were supposed to do that for the father and the son. So they did it for the son, but then they didn't. They let the father hang, right? And Eve ran off with the masculine, with the son, with a bag over his head, and he still had his hands tied with ropes. And she goes and like runs him in a wheelbarrow. And when he gets out, he thinks he's saved and he's like, oh, thank God. And then he sees a priest in front of him and she's holding a bouquet of flowers, like, so there's that. You got to watch the video. And then the other video is about more like Space Odyssey, more like, the twin flame flying. Well, it's all both twin flame flying through space and going around the sun. It's a little more, I don't have the right word, the words aren't coming. Astronauty, right? It's out in space. So, and that's more, yeah, like the, right, my space cadets. So yeah, important. And so when we take on the last name of another person, if we take on someone else's name, we take the vibration, and that's, right, that person's energy or karma. So we want to be careful to not have other attachments, right? Like this is this deck of cards. I don't want to have this deck of cards necessarily mixed up with this deck of cards, right? Because they're different decks. They're different, right? So if they're mixed up, right? Master alchemy is messy. And first we're alchemizing Mars and Mercury right now, which is the blood and the mind and the esoteric inside. So the internal, the soils of the earth, right? The bowels. And in like the lexicon and what have you, when they speak is that Judaic or I'm not sure. Lexicon though. Hebrew, I think, goes into like Hebrew. There's so many. Yeah, I get everything mixed up because there's so much information out there. So please forgive me on my labels and where I put things. Sometimes I don't always put things in the proper place. And I will say, please always take what resonates and leave the rest. I say that. I don't always remember to write it on my videos or say it, but I mean that's just like a given. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Like if you go to a buffet, you're going to eat what you want to eat at the buffet table and leave the rest, right? Same thing with anything, right? We're talking about mana, which is, right, food from the gods, which is like right now, esoteric, right? Thoughts and feelings. Your imagination is your identity. Think about that for a second. Your image of a nation, your imagination, in your mind is different than your brain, right? So we can travel many places in our mind. Our brain is a physical thing that is within our physical body. That's a sponge. It's a receiver. It receives and transmits information. And our whole body's a brain. Right? Octopus have 3 hearts and 9 brains. 1 main brain and then the 8 arms. And if they cut one off, It still travels around programmed what the main brain programmed it to do. So it is an extension of the original being of such nature. It's like if I cut off my toe and it keeps crawling around, right? Cut the worm, well, now it's split in two. It's just still part of that same worm. It's just cut in half. Now there's two, right? And an octopus grows its arms back. So it can cut one off and say, oh, I'll cut my hand off for you and look like it made a sacrifice, but it really did a devious thing. It programmed that arm to do something and grew another one back, right? So then it looks like it's magic, or it looks like it needs help. It looks like it needs attention. Oh, you're magic, or oh, look what he did for you. Yeah, but did he do it in out of the kindness of his heart, or because his intention was he wanted something and had an expectation? So this is like that Yakub trickery. So we got tricked because they did something nice, smiling in our face with the intention of taking our place, or taking something that belongs to us, or something that we're supposed to divinely receive and along our path, right? So this is where we get into that subtle trickery, where something may look or appear, right? Like in a Matrix, it's like, Neo, pay no attention to that woman in the blue dress, or the red dress, or the dress, or whatever, right? Pay no attention to the fucking flashy bitches flashing their fucking shit. Because what, I mean, it's like, fine, right? You're going to have a temporary high, right? You're going to have a celebration, a threesome, an orgy, some kind of huge sex party. Oh, you're so hot and sexy and you're the best. You're so awesome. But that's like, right, one of Octopuses, which is Saturn, is a male. The moon and Saturn are both female planets. But they're walking around in masculine, male vessels, bodies. An octopus can camouflage and go from very deep seas all the way up onto the land and walk around. It can, right, breathe air too. So it can camouflage, shape shift. And it doesn't have to think before it does so. It just does so, right? Like Mystique from, is that X-Men? Which again is heaven and earth. And Atlas holds the space between heaven and earth. So that, right, is Thoth, David, the Davidic bloodline, and earth. And I mean, heaven is Anu, the blue sky, right, after the sun rises, after dawn, way after midnight. And then when it gets dark in the evening time, right, we're in evening, we call that night, PM. So Eve and Mother Gaia get confused often, but Mother Gaia is right midnight, triple dark blackness, the triple dark goddess, 12 a.m. That's when everything starts, right, in the dark. And most are sleeping then, right, children? And then Mercury and Venus rise before dawn, right? And Venus is called the morning star, or the evening star, or the light bringer. So maybe passes the light to Mercury, and Mercury to dawn. And then, and also the cell of Anu, right? It's like if I have an idea, there's a bubble, bloop, like a comic bubble. That's Anu, right? Or the uterus, or the bubble that holds the baby inside the mother's uterus. And then I'm getting deep and jumping over, but you'll follow me if you got it. And then the ram, right? Capricorn, the ram holds all the eggs in its horns, right? Cornucopia, inside the mother's, right? That's in the fallopian tubes. It's shaped like a ram's head. And then if an egg becomes fertilized in the soil where the gardener is, right? He becomes the doula or the foster mommy. That's the moon and Saturn. So now that's like the first mama within the mama. That's where we get Gaia and Uranus, right? Holding the baby in the amniotic sac that was fertilized by the egg that was in the fallopian tube, right? By the father, which is within Gaia. So what come first, the chicken or the egg? They're both in the womb. And in order to have fertilization, right, Gaia has to be prepared and ready for that. And then that goes into androgynous and hermaphrodite, right? Guy. What's up, guys? Hey, guy. Is feminine, right? So we all have masculine and feminine within our vessels. My masculinity is my intellect, linear thinking. I need to understand what, right? I'm making I'm things need to connect and make sense. My masculine, my divine masculine, my head of household. My empathy to know that if I'm ready for a baby or not, my intuition, that's Gaia. And then after masculine thoughts and etc., how do you feel about that? I have to think and feel what I think and feel about that. So that's my Adams and my Eves. So Eve comes after the intuitive, empathic, knowing, gnosis, Gnostics, we Gnostics. And to be able to go to the place where there's no thing at midnight before, when you go from getting nothing, no thing to some thing, because a lot of 5% are like, right, people are saying you can't get something from nothing. Well, correct, but you guys are coming from the bottom part of you're forgetting about the beginning. So you get dropped down. It's like when we get nervous about going to a new school or a new job or a new relationship, right? Something that's new. It's like, but then we start to do it and it's like we meet new friends. We make new friends. We get a little more comfortable in our environment and then it becomes part of our ritual, our routine. We do it over and over again and we become more comfortable and then we forget that we were even uncomfortable in the first place and we become one with that place and those people and our job and what we do and our things, right? It like becomes one with us. And then it might be scary if we're going to move from that place to a next. We get fired or we may get a new job offer or we're moving or something happened and right now that's no longer, maybe it closed down, whatever. Right? So then that could be scary. What am I going to do now? Hey, boo boo. Right? So when we're in the fear, in the full place of the unknown, we can get scared. And us as humans don't like to not know. We're like, we want to know what's going on. We need to know because whether it's positive or negative, right? We know what to expect. So people that are in abusive relationships or that, right? And we've all been, because everybody's has PTSD. Everybody's been going through war. Everybody's going through abuse because that's what the whole American dream and the American nightmare is for. We all chose, we want to help. We want to come balance. You remember? You sure you want to? You're going to forget who you are and it's going to be messy. You're going to be born into families of your enemies. Why would we do that? I say in the Bible, right? Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So when we're ignorant and we don't know what we're doing, right? We're unconscious, asleep, we're sleeping atoms. Well, who put a spell on us to put us asleep? What motherfucking bitch? inoculated our asses, and put us to sleep under a magic spell. Who did it? Who done did it? I think we all agreed to that too, in a sense, right? Amnesia. Gods with amnesia. If we remembered everything, we wouldn't be able to have an experience, right? So it gets tricky. Again, it's like, right, to get into being accountable, we really got to dig deep. Deep divers, as what Ralph Smart say. Deep divers. So we do. We have to dig very deep. We're going into the abyss. And it's like, if you go to the gym and it's like, oh, you don't think you can do another rep or another set. And it's like you take a few breaths and you're like, motherfucker, I'm making this fucking bitch mine, right? You're my bitch. So you get that weight and you're like, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm getting another one in. And you do it and you're like, yeah. And you feel so good. And sometimes you can't do it. You try and you're like, whoop, whoop, thank goodness we got a spot. Get it. I don't got it. Right? So we get by with a little help from our friends. Thank goodness. Because if we were all alone, we'd be fucked. Really. So, and again, people cheat, people lie, people don't feel good about themselves, and they're at a feeling of lack. The opposite of love is fear, not hate. People when we're in the feeling and people are like, I hate whatever that is, right? It's like, okay, hold on a second. Let that person, obvious that person is glitching out, right? I've been there many fucking times. So when we're in glitch out mode, we're not able to process our thoughts and our feelings in that moment. Time and space, right? And empathy, understanding, just leave it alone for a little bit or just be there. It depends. Sometimes we have to just be there in silence for somebody. Sometimes we need to walk away and allow somebody time and space alone. And at that time too, they may pull on us more because they're in a anxiety. Now they're going to threaten us. Now they're going to grab at us. They're going to make ultimatums. They're going to throw or a bribe. Hey, I'm sorry. You want to go do ABC? Be careful. That's right. Sometimes I would love to do that with you, but not right now. So maybe it's like, well, maybe later. I actually have this other thing I have to do. So you're not lying. You're just getting yourself out of that environment that is unhealthy in that moment. But that doesn't mean you always leave. Sometimes we have to stay. Sometimes we have to stay because we're there to bring the balance because they're not able to. So that's when you bring, like you're the airbender. You're bringing in the elements. Breathe. It's like you're right, Mama Bear, or like for Tarzan, Mama Gorilla. It's like it's okay. His parents just got freaking ravaged by a fucking goddamn panther or whatever the hell, right? And Mama Gorilla is like protects the baby, protects Tarzan in the jungle, right? Animals are very loving. They'll adopt lots of different creatures that are not there, that do not belong to them, that they did not physically birth, and take them into their tribe or their right coven, their family. So is that always good? No, but it is in a sense, like, right, nothing good or bad. It is what it is, right? Sometimes things happen, like we were just saying. Sometimes tragedy happens and people are left without their parents or their families. And so a lot of us have gone through, right, adoption or foster care or being bounced around or kind of being, right, abandoned and neglected or being told, we love you, like Tangled, right? Mother knows best. So they portray and appear as caring, beings that take care of everything. They got it together. They're doing ABC and blah, 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 right? Masculinity. And they're using other people's, right, emotions and innocence, right? It's like the movie Dr. Sleep. If you want, watch Dr. Sleep by Stephen King. Yo, that's exactly right now. Energy harvesting, sucking, going after the shine. It's actually the shining part too. And if you don't know the shining with Jack Nicholson, that's a really good one too. But part two, Dr. Sleep is like, yeah, watch that. It's like got everything in it. And that's what we're dealing with right now. It's like the energy vampire harvesters, right? Again, these beings have murdered, stolen and murdered, which whatever. I'm not going to even, it is what it is, but it's gone on for a long time. Right? So we want you to be healthy and we want to be healthy. It's like if I was aware, right? I'm aware that we needed to help so that others could get up to a certain point in time. It's like, right, you breastfeed a baby until, right? And then it's like, okay, it's not really appropriate any longer for you to be, grabbing my tit out in public, especially a boy, like you're getting older and there, again, right, mommy issues. You don't want to want to be the cause of the mommy issues because you're wanting something to love and something to do. So you're a codependent and you're, oh, my baby's my God. A lot of the mothers, right, treat their sons like their boyfriends, husbands, sex kings and objects. They get older than them and they're attracted to them. There's a lot of like, right, confusion. And blood types matter, right? In China, they don't put names on their stockings. They celebrate Christmas and they put their blood types on their stockings for Santa to deliver their gifts. Interesting, huh? How about that CRISPR and CERN? And CERN's trying to do something right now, I'm aware, right? And they make it like, oh, it's just science study and whatever. Well, we're all aware. It's like, wait. Okay, so you're saying that you don't mind if we come to your house and just smash some stuff together, eh? That's cool. You don't mind if we borrow a few electrons, right? That's cool. Can I just use one of your arms and your legs? And maybe I'm going to use like a duck feather and like, a pig ear and, a sheep's fucking pussy hole. And I'm going to make another being. And then I'm going to tell you, then you help me with that. I'm going to make it like you're my number one guy. Yeah, but then I'm going to kill you. Then I'm going to raise that thing up and then I'm going to fuck it. And then I'm going to say that that's your wife and then I'm going to call it a whore. But then I'm going to tell you I want to watch you have sex with it while I sit in the corner and suck my thumb. I mean, I'm so sorry how vulgar and disgusting that was that I just said. 33 minutes and 3 seconds as I said that, right? 333. But that's what the fuck it is. And like, yo, talk about gluttony, lust. Yeah, just disgusting behavior. So, and that's what you say. In God we trust. That's all over your money, dirty money. Your ferromagnetic, feral cat fluid all over it. Passing pussy everywhere. Sorry, and that's what it is. Look up what money's made out of. Dead presidents to represent me. Say what? What? Fire. Burns up the lower energies around you. Thank goodness, right? Fire dragons. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul path. Yo, I don't know about anybody else, but I've been super shaky lately. I always have a real steady hand. I've been noticing I'm very shaky. I mean, I drank coffee this morning, but like, yeah, I'm like, the vibration of the earth, the Schumann resonance, the wobble, but whoa. Like even just holding my car, like really, it's like I was just noticing my hand. And it's been like a while. I don't ever shake like that. I'm shaking. It's weird. It's weird. So yeah, so we got that dragon. I'll show more dragon. One more dragon card. Whoa! Or more. What we got? What we got? We got Earth and Fire Dragon works with you to clear the 5th dimensional ley lines. Yo, look in the description. I put a number 5 with 2 parentheses. You're so cute, Spirit. It is time for service. When you give, you receive. Facts. It's not give and take, it's give and receive. What you give, you get back. But people give and then they're like, oh, now I'm going to get that back. If you give with the intention, like, oh, I'm going to give you that, and then I know then you owe me weed. I'm giving you something just to say that then you owe me. No, that makes you a hoe. Sorry, Joe. And there's no J, right? J is silent. Oh, I'm teasing and I love him, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? AOOA. So yeah. Again, intentions, right? That's like aloof, pretending like, oh, wait, I didn't willful ignorance, right? Wilbur. I remember Charlotte's Web, that movie. It's like an old cartoon. And Charlotte was the spider. And Wilbur was the little pig in the farm. And Charlotte would write messages with her web. So the pig is always seen, right? Mother Gaia's, right? Whereas Anu or Uranus floating around in outer space, watching the light language of the mother be spoken, right? The prophet, Josephus the prophet, or St. Patrick, right? Or with the snakes and that's the same dude. Or Nicholas Flamel, or Rumpelstiltskin, or Yahweh, or Asmodeus, or Santa Claus, right? Satan Claus, Saint Nick, right? Nikolai. So we all have many names, and if think of it, how many different beings are you, right? Francis Bacon. And then there's like the Saint Francis prayer, right? Or ready? Now we get into also Odin, Homer's Odyssey. Same being. Thomas More, the man who wrote, right, the Common Law, Common Sense and Common Law. Goes by common sense, right? The Lord, let there be light. Oh, I have an idea. So the Lord had an idea. That's Yahweh. Oh, the light bulb went off. On second thought, because Eve birthed Cain and Abel. And then there's Tubal Cain. Travels the horse. Behold a pale horse, where the 4 horsemen ride. The horse, the horses, equestrians, whores, right? Job, on a yob, the blob. See, we're just playing. We're like traveling down merrily, life is but a dream. We're traveling down, right, the path. So as we travel down our mind, like we're playing with the words in our mind. Once we have awareness, right, and that's also heaven. Heavy hitter, heavy, Viking, giant, archon. The rainbow makes an arc. Electricity, right, makes an arc. It comes up out of the ground, and then there's a split, and then it goes up and then bounces back down. Most beings think lightning come from, right, the clouds, the sky. But it came from under. First, it came from the inner earth, shot up, and then come back down and bounces down and hits, right, the wood on the tree or wherever it hits, whatever it hits, and bounces. But that rod, right, the yod of God, it came from inner earth first. But those that are up in the clouds and the stratosphere and the atmosphere, That's what the recycling center, right? So in the salt water, right, water go up, makes the clouds, holds until it gets enough storage, store, right? The store. He who holds the gold makes the golden rule. iCloud. It's like with your iPhone, right? What you know, Eve ate the apple. The apple could be any temptation. Most of us, the phone I'm on now is an Android, but I have an iPhone also. I use my Android to record though. It's all, what is it? Oh, it's 10:11. It's 11:11 somewhere. So yeah, putting things into more of a, right, you can go any direction. Like in the thumbnail, I got the Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz and the Tin Man. I was like, why am I putting that up? Yeah, because of course you could go both ways, right, at the crossroads. And the Scarecrow not having a brain, that's okay. It's much better to be out of your mind. There's much more, right, space and open, there's much more wide open spaces and direction to flow in your mind than if you're stuck in your head, right? If I have to keep thinking and using my brain all the time, I'm like, oh, make myself go insane, right? Insane in the membrane. So invest in your future by remaining present in your now moments so that you are able to have discernment and be the third pillar, like Atlas holding up heaven and hell. I mean, yeah, well, same shit. Heaven and earth. Walking upon the earth, holding up heaven. Atlas is same as David. And the Davidic bloodline, right? Solomon come from the Davidic bloodline, and Queen of Sheba wanted Solomon's wisdom. How did Thoth become the god of wisdom? It's the god of knowledge and the scribe. And if I have to write with human hands, it's fine. But writing with human hands is saying, okay, this is what it is. I'm using these words, and this is what is said. And so I'm making it what I want it to be by writing with my hand and saying, right? Before that, it was always verbal, passed down verbally, and stories change, right? Like if I'm saying the same story as me and my daughter could have been at the same place and we experienced something and we're both telling you the same story, but it's going to be different hearing it from both of us. And then your perception, hearing it from both of us, is going to be different. And if you were there, you're going to have a different experience, right? It's like if we're all going to the concert, we're all going to a show in California, right? Some people may take a plane, some people may drive, some people may fly. Did I say plane? Plane, train, fly, whatever, a boat. You may carpool, right? Some people may break down along the way. Some people may get fucked up and be puking up the road on the way because they got a little too excited before the show. Now they ain't gonna make it to the show, right? All our experience on the way to the show is going to be different. And then our experience at the concert is going to be different. But we're all going to the same destination, right? So if somebody's coming from Connecticut to go to California, and another's going from Florida to California, and another's coming from just Vegas next door, right? And another's coming from, flying over from, say, we got friends over in freaking Asia somewhere. We got, right? So they're coming in, they're flying in from overseas to come to the show. I mean, again, it's like everybody's going to, so I'm going to say, oh, you're a liar. That's not how it happened. Wait a second. Was I in the airplane with them? No. I was driving on the ground, right? So how am I going to tell them that their experience is invalid or a lie or not true? It's like, wait, hold on a second. And they flew. So they're looking at the ground and right, while I'm driving on the ground, looking at the trees, stopping to pee, right? It's like a totally different experience, grounders and airbirds. Why are you fighting about what color you are or what the fuck your fucking goddamn elements are or whatever? A flyer is not a driver, not a grounder, not a fucking cave dweller. Different. If you came up from the ocean, right? And don't forget, Capricorn, goats, greatest of all time, you're sea goats first. Don't forget. And get the fuck out of the ocean, Dead Man's Sea. That's the undead. Get the fuck out of there. Shit. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Ugh. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all, but I feel you're moving too fast. And poor Left Eye. What'd they do to her? They made her go down in a plane just like Kobe Bryant. Sacrifices. Sacrificial rituals. You ever seen the movie Jennifer's Body? That's another one. They try to do a virgin sex sacrifice, and she's not a virgin, and she come back as a vampire and like start eating everybody and takes her best friend's boyfriend, and it's just a real shit. But she was a shit to begin with, kind of. But either way, you know. It's all good. Everybody got different lessons to learn, you know, and those that have been in that vibration of, you know, having to use their body or like, right, feeling, you know, they look like the pretty ones, but they're just pushing everybody out of the way so that they can like, ah, ha, 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 ha. And it's like, okay, so we actually just moved out of your way because we're sick of like, we're all sick of watching you prance around in your G-string with your fake boobs out all over the place. So we're just going to go with the flow. Right? Because like when people are like, no, I'm going to get a Cinderella's sisters, right? So it's like, yo, you, it's like whether we say yeah or no, whatever, you seem to want to like, so go ahead. We're like, go take what you came for. Just make sure you're doing it authentically because we want to see you dance and shake. Shake what your mama gave you. You know, before you all say you don't care what the consequences is, you want it. So go get it, bitch. Woof. Remember Coming to America? He makes her stand out one leg. Woof, 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 woof. You said you were a fucking she-wolf. Go. Woof, woof. Go get it. Go get your bone. Light me some sage. So yeah, I got to do a video too on some like I guess political plantation politics and political pissants. Dang, you know, I ain't got no problem with nobody specific, like no specific whatever. I just have a problem with assholes. Right? Uranians, and I'm Uranian too. Like I'm all, you know, about all the planets. But anyway, when somebody keeps trying to use some other person, place, or thing for their own advantage, and then they keep running around acting like they're the nice guy. We got a song for that too. No more Mr. Nice Guy. But we ain't going to retaliate and come after you because we ain't you. Like I said, you want it? If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. Go get it. That dinner bell ringing. Where's my bell? You can ring my bell. Oh, Korean bell. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Got a little hammer on it and everything. Everybody want Thor's hammer? You want to get hammered? Y'all like that hammer? And the blind man picked up his hammer and saw. And then like Hera, Thor's wife, they stole the hair. Hair is DNA, or like frog, ribbit, rib, and it, the clown, right? The frog and the clown. And Eve was made of Adam's rib. So again, an octopus cuts off an arm. He got a kid. That's his kid. There's Eve. Octopussy. Yeah, you see him around. Are y'all following? And it's all good because we need rain. Rain makes the crops grow, right? And I don't know, when the sun shines, does that heat the earth up? That's what they say. That's what they say. I was talking to Anu the other day, and he didn't realize that there's 3 suns. And I was like, well, that's what happens when you think you're the only one, though, right? You're so stuck in your corner in your bubble there, looking into your cauldron, into your freaking, right? He done gave his eye away. Popping it, those 3 witches are like throwing that thing back and forth like hot potato. And there's actually 4, right? It's like the West German flag. Oh, here, my flag over there. Oh. So the West Germany flag, right? Black, red, yellow. Black hole sun. So the mother and the father, triple darkness. And the baby, tree of life. And when they split, positive, negative, antimatter. We have positive, negative thoughts, and then and then there's like, I'm gonna go, right? So then when people get right, see, dogs. When we turn into dogs, gods, because we done got mad or we did something that then we regret, right? So now we have guilt, now we have shame, now, or we had jealousy and envy. So we developed the sins, right? It's like a picture. We developed because we had experiences. So now we're just becoming consciously aware and cleaning our shit up. That's really not, that's, again, like all that shit I just talked, right? Again, I always come back to clearing it. Always come back to clearing it. If you hold on to animosity and anger, right, then we the devil. Then I'm Satan. I'm the devil. I'm the fucking jealous Eve bitch, right? That's running around trying to, kill switch. Oh, and trust me, I can get pretty fucking nasty. Oh, yeah. But, however, I have awareness, like, as far as, like, my thoughts go, like, this motherfucker, like, I can go into a very deep, dark place. And let me just say, all of you that have been fucking around with the divine, ooh. He done just knocked my phone right off the internet. So, bummer. Bear with me 1 second there, please. My other phone just went off. Pardon-moi. You must have been out your mind. I'm out of herb. I have like, this is all the herb I have, and this is my food. Right? Cannibal. Like when you start to do your research and dig deep into the roots of who you are, right? You'd be guided esoterically, right? Absolutely. I'm sure that if you're here, that's what, right? There ain't no accidents as far as, or mistakes, right? Synchronicities and coincidence. Coincidence means coinciding, happening, right? Aligning, parallel, happening in sync with, on one way or another. right? So when we're paying more attention to, right, what time is it? The time is always now. Thank you, Dirty Walt, because that rings in my head all the time. He's on. I mean, it's like I've heard that millions of times before. The time is now. The time is always now. But one of my good friends, Dirty Walt, said, you know, and I say that because a good friend and family to me is someone that has made an imprint and stays with me always. And that's so, there's no separation, right? They're between certain, it's like I have goosebumps. I'm saying it. Maybe not cry. um, you know, with our people, with our beings that are, you know, that there's nothing more powerful than when we're one, when we're together. And whether we're together physically in human form or not, we're together. It's like, no, we're all one. And I want nothing but good for you and right. And we go, and for you to also go through your experiences with your own free will and your own time and space and your right. So that's all I can want for anybody I love. And I can be there to support and guide and nurture, right? But then I'm also a person, right? A son, an individual sun, right? Sun. There's many stars in the sky, right? When we tilt, we're just closest to this one, but there's three, right? Sunrise, noon, sunset, and then it goes underground, dies into, right? Horus, and then Osiris rises again in the morning, comes up with the sun, right? But that's a dark, right? Alien, exotic father and the triple dark mother, but then they separate and go different ways, right? And like kind of like the baby falls to the bottom. And then there's another up at top, unseen. Courage. Ah, that's so funny. And we got the Tin Man and we got Dorothy and the Scarecrow on the thumbnail. And the lion, Leo the lion, Daisy, Arjuna. Oh, I love that girl. I fucking love that girl. Oh, I love that girl so much. Crocodopolous, mama. And like the crocodile, right? See, daisies pop up out of concrete. They grow everywhere. And they're very healthy for you too. Well, dandelion, daisy, dandelion. But daisies, yeah, sorry, daisy. I kind of morality. Ooh, 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 look at that. That's like look like two rabbits for a second too. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, Melissa, daughter. Sorry, I'm just channeling. And daughter of Eve. So like I was saying, yeah. Okay, so esoterically, okay, magnets separate. Okay, magnets either repel or attract, right? So a magnet is what? In the esoteric realm where there is no thing, before we become anything, we have to have a thought or let me say, not a thought. No, let me back up. Awareness. We become aware. It's like when you wake up in the morning, you open your eyes and it's like, but you don't really know what's going on. So like you're just waking up. And then you start having thoughts, or you get up and then you start moving around. So what direction do you go? Again, we're so used to, again, like I was saying before, we get a new job, we're nervous, go to a new school, move to a new town, have a new relationship. We're like, but then once we step into it, right? Are they going to like me? Am I going to like them? Am I going to get along? Is it going to be right? All those questions and anticipations, right? the feelings of anxiety that arise, the feelings of lack. I'm not going to be good enough. They're not going to like me. I may not like them. What if, right? All the what ifs. But then when we get in there, we start to get comfortable and it becomes normal. So same with, like, look how we live. We're just slowing down to witness our own Adams and Eves and demons, right? Our own dark night of the soul, our own dark night, our own warrior, our own Satan, our own devil that goes right around unconsciously, or Jezebel that's like, oh, they don't like me. Oh, and then we try, right? It's like, so then, right, we have a little, say, competition. But so healthy competition's good too, yeah? Healthy competition. But it depends. It's all, right? Look at, okay, here you go. Our mind is all, that's a fucking well and well endowed picture for right now. Huh? That describes the world right now. So, but right, twin flames, divine, like, is we have a little bit of awareness, right, ahead of like the world, because we're dancing around it. But it doesn't make it like, oh, we know better and we're so much smarter and we're above all of you and blah 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 blah. No, right? Like, oh, here, so good. No thingness. Ah, right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was saying. Triple. That's black. Blackety 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 black on black. Which black isn't even a color, black and white. It's a positive and a negative. Gosh, God damn it. Letting go of what we believe, the lies that we believe. The word believe, there's a lie in the middle of it. We don't want to live a lie anymore. Politics, politicking. What does a tick do? Sucks your blood, goes up and down the pole. A tick sucking blood up and down the pole of your spine. Why they used to whip people in the back, which I'm sure they still do. Why do they hit people in the spine? Why do they whip slaves in the fucking spine? To crush their fucking snake, right? Their kundalini from their Christ consciousness, their fucking triple DNA from rising. Because then I can control your mind. Hitler said, if you have control of the children, you have control of the future. Eh? So if you break the parents and you separate all the families and you make the children feel like they're abandoned and not loved, and right, your parents don't love you anyway. Ooh, have you guys ever watched Nosferatu? Let's go to Christmas land. Nosferatu, stealing from the innocents, making people feel your parents don't love you anyway. Or I saw your bitch with another dude. I saw your guy talking to some other girl. I saw blah, blah, blah. Did you know so and so? Right? So, little sneaks into grass. I like this card a lot, actually, though. Innocence, like he's holding a grasshopper. Praying mantis beings. And there's many moons, not just one. And farmers go by the lunar calendar. Like there's a lot of different calendars, okay, right? So a lot of us operate on different systems, different clocks, different cycles. Even though we're all here in the city, right? We have a different order of operation, right? Like the fish in the sea are still here along with the birds in the sky, right? And the birds, and the bees, and the animals and the trees, and the trees themselves, which have been here way longer than man. Is that not God's first creation that stands? So wanting to be a dominatrix of sorts to Mother Earth and think that you have power over Gaia and her daughter. That's like a husband beating up their pregnant wife and ripping the baby out of the mother's stomach and killing it and throwing it in the dumpster because it's jealous of it before it's even born because it doesn't want it to be better than them, right? But meanwhile, they wanted to fuck the woman because they said they loved them. But now they want to kill the woman and the baby inside. Or they already killed the father, raped the woman. Let me get it right. Jealous uncle. Uncle. What does an uncle do? Grab your arm, right? That, right? Pull your arm behind your back. Uncle. You gotta say uncle for them to let go. And now what police do too. Police. If you look into the origin of how the police force was made, note the word made, not created, made, invented, made in America, made in China. Made is way different than created. Invented, very different. Took, stole, patented, hid, buried, pretend, falsify, false light, fraud, impersonation. And then they'll say, oh, we were just practicing because we wanted to, like, right? Whole world's a stage. They were just trying to try out for the part. Now they want a partisan. You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference between being neutral and being able to see it both ways and not taking a side because we have love and we're coming from true north and have discernment, and because life ain't so easy, we keep dealing with our shit. No, it's not easy. Who said it was? If you want to buy your way out or you want a cheat code, eventually, that warp zone's going to be closed and you're going to have to take the long way home so you can gain knowledge of thyself. Because if you keep using cheat codes, you're not doing that. And now you don't know who the fuck you are and you're lost. Lost tribes. Jealousy and envy of wanting to be in others' grass. Grass always looking greener on the other side, right? Why did chicken cross the road? I think his dick led him there, if they have one. I don't know. Or a pussy cat. Meow. There's some crazy like chicken thing too in Key West, Florida. It's funny. I have that sunset like burned in my head from when I was little. I went to Key West. I haven't been too many places like physically, geographically, but when I was little, I went, I remember that sunset. I have certain images that like burn in my head. And that's one. And right, Key is the first name of Earth, and West. The West is the best. Never eat shredded wheat. That's the compass. But true north is in the center dot, right? Like God, macrocosm is the center dot and the circle around it. Circle, dot, dot. Now you got the cootie shot. Right? So you want to be able to come from that center space. Oh, right. Yeah. Right there. And expand to witness self at the same time, paying attention to what's going inside and outside, right? Because you have to come from self. And we can't do that until we've had experience, right? That's how we gain wisdom, knowledge and wisdom, right? We eat the knowledge along the way like a hungry little caterpillar, and then we gain wisdom, which is method. But in order to get to divine wisdom, right, you have to have life experience and many lifetimes and many experiences in order to have a balanced perspective and perception, right? And it don't mean we're right all the time. It just means like, oh wait, all right, I've had something similar to that, so I have a little bit of awareness how to navigate through that with my tools I've been given since I have fallen on my face there or gone through that shit in some level, on some level. Not I'm better. I've been through it. So I'm here to help others that are going through similar experiences or that feel stuck. But if we try to help when you're stuck and you try to fucking grab us and pull us into the mud and you're trying to fucking then combine your Columbines, concubines, combine yourself with us, you're just going to get ejected out the matrix real quick and deleted. I'm going to let you know now because they're letting me know to let you know. You understand? And if you understand, that means you under the table, Masons. So don't stand up too quick because you might hit your fucking head. 33 degrees. Parallel. Hell with one L is way different than halal or kalal. Or L, or Elohim, plural, of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 1 second, as I said that. Right? So big differences between heaven, space, time, Father Time, heaven, with an H, right? Hydrogen, helium. Those are the first two elements in the periodic table, right? In the flat Earth. You look under the tower of a older computer system, right? Not your laptop. I mean, the laptop too. You took it, right? At like flat Earth, flat earthers, right? Is it not flat and round? It creates a sphere due to, right, the magnetic field that we create coming from the center out, inertia, right? Energy pushes out. And as it travels around, that's why this energy always comes back to its original source, like a backpack, and then it comes back around. And then it comes out again and then loops around. Then out again and then loops around. Like if you're swimming, right? Like come around and back around. So that's how we start developing our atoms, our cells, single cell atoms. Eventually we gain organs, right? Or depend, right? However, it depends on where. I don't want to, because we all have a different place of origin. These are the things I'll do if you would like. Again, metaphysicalmamma@gmail.com. Not good at checking my emails and doing all that because it ain't the right time yet. You know, when it is, it will be. Again, a lot of beings are, you know, using my name and my identity and, you know, making false accounts and false whatever. So, you know, it's 10:44. I ain't the only one that's happening to, right? So, we're aware. So as that's all going on, you know, obviously cases are being made against those beings that are doing that. They're in the dark web. They're making pornographic sites. We're aware. I think it's like Reddit and fans only, and there's like I'm not even on Instagram and YouTube. I mean Facebook, and you see vaguely I'm on here. So again, the proof's in the pudding. I don't post my shit all over the place. So those beings that are like, you know, copycatting and catfishing and replicating and etc. It's like that's all good. It's like, you know, there's always been knockoffs, right? Bitches trying to get knocked up by divine masculines, having breeding parties with mandingos and stuff. It's like, you know, hey, to each his own. Like somebody said to me a few weeks ago, everybody should be able to have their own preference. Yeah. But if you're harming my babies and think that it's okay to rape, molest, and jump into the bodies of others and you're trying to justify that, well, no. Absolutely fucking not. Get the fuck out of here. It's like, are you trying to tell me that we should justify Yeah, you're a little confused, right? In the different manner. Again, I was talking about blood types and blood, right? So the thought, like, there's a lot of confusion, right? Osiris and Isis and mother, father, and wife and daughter and sister. So yes, that's true. But way before physicalities, right? Human shoes, chew. Yeah. So when people, beings take information and knowledge and make a free will decision to use that energy for their own benefit, because they just think that they're entitled and they should just be able to, right, have it their way, and they wanted it, and blah 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 whatever. Okay. And then there's a song, like, is it by Tool? He's like, why'd you, it's like, Father, why'd you give these humans free will? Well, the Father is not stupid or dumb. And as spiritual and loving as one is, right, you have a decision to make. Kids, we can't make that for you, right? The first awareness of, like, say, an AA or anything is, right, knowing that we are powerless. We do not have control, and that there is a power greater than ourselves. Because alone, I can do nothing. Not be in no thing where I can create. No, I have nothing. Big fucking difference. That's why what you give, you receive. If you just keep taking, well, you guys are, it's already at a receding. Hello, anybody looked at the American debt clock? How are you guys even saying it? And you're talking about going to the moon and Mars. How do you get money to go up in that big space? Privately funded. Well, who did you rape, murder, and steal from in order to privately fund? You having some fun with the D? With the big D? They're all obsessed with the phallic, whether they're boys or girls. Obsessed. Okay, kids. Are we all over it now? Like, yeah, we all enjoy that too. You guys are D addicts. You down with OPP? And also, here on a side note, if you've seen on Netflix the show Ozarks, right? And the Snells, like, cut the baby out the mom and kill the mom, and the baby's bounced all over the place between, like, and then the Snells end up with the baby. So that's the same as the story of Moses. He was saved? Was he? He was. Or was he stolen after being gutted from his murdered mother? I mean, it's like, just a question to ponder. And the pond, ribbit. You know what I'm saying? Lily pads. Are you picking up the dish I'm throwing out? Satellite in my eye. Oh, how I wonder. Anybody got a Tic Tac? Oh, Source Dragon. And I keep hearing in my head too, like from little orphan Annie, Daddy Warbucks is gonna eat your liver. she rips up the check on the train tracks. And then Miss Hannigan, she comes around in the end. She's like, Rooster! Rooster's trying to kill Annie. They all wanted the money. All for the money. If it ain't about the money. Expands your creative energies. Harness your creativity. Excitement and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. Yeah. Stay in creative flow. Again, I'm just swimming through, like when I'm on here, I really just right here, well, go with the flow. So sometimes it's rocky, sometimes it's murky, sometimes it's real nasty and dark and deep and nasty. But if we don't look, we're ignorant motherfucking, excuse my word, niggas, okay? Because that word means I am unwilling to expand my mind, and I'm unwilling to take a look at, it's like if I got a boo-boo and I got gouged, I need to look. I have to look. It's not going to be pretty. And then I got to take care of it, right? So, yeah. But you got to look. Sometimes we got to look at the yuck in order to clean it the fuck up. So, and we don't want other people, I don't want other people being molested. I don't want to be being molested. I don't want to be being raped. I don't want my children or anybody being, or this earth or any elemental or resource being raped and robbed of its nature. I'm not quite sure in whose brain or mind, if you think that that's okay, well, obviously you are not divine and you need some time to hang out with your so-called vines. Last I knew, vines strangled trees. They creep up and entangle themselves around them and choke them like a boa constrictor, like a python. Does a python constrict? I don't know. I have to look that one up, but I'm aware Python's in big trouble right now because that came in through my fields last night. Heracles, lots of setups and playing with it. I mean, as you guys know, my crystal skull's always here. So when somebody finds a crystal skull, there's 13 of them, and they're playing with it like a crystal ball and a remote control, right? They're like, ah ha ha. So they're directing this being, Golem, that actually is God, but that they murdered and brought back up and said is their son and keep fucking and making another one. So all he needs is that one chip. And what do you think that's like after he sees clearly? Are you going to still be standing there smiling and shaking your ass and pointing your finger at everybody else, saying what everybody else is playing victim? Crying wolf? Sheep in wolf's clothes and sheep's clothing? A little tricky, right? Fox dressed up like a wolf, calling itself she-wolf. Ow, werewolf of London. It's all good. We're just making sure that we separate, like the waters. Because again, it's like, I just want to be clear. Like, I'm the one sitting here right now talking. But by all means, right? Somebody wants to do a voiceover after and cut and crop and take and then make their own thing of this and go make money off it and say that they did it and call yourself me, then I don't know, more power to you. I guess, don't we get royalties off that or something? No. It's like if I wrote a song and made it and then somebody uses it in a commercial so that it plays in everybody's head all day and they associate it with the commercial that they're trying to advertise. Don't I get a piece of that pie? Since you're using my energy and my things, right? I always try to be very clear on, like, if somebody else said something, I don't take credit for it. I'm like, oh, so and so said to me, or I can't remember their name, or I try to, I don't ever just say blah, blah, like, and take, right? Take what doesn't belong to me. And if I do accidentally, it's like I say something after or try to make, it's like, oh, I freaking earlier said blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I didn't mean to say that. Or I didn't, I came out of my mouth too quickly, unconsciously, and then I recognize it, right? Hindsight, stay and get behind me is always 2020. So that's how we look back. And this is Saturn return right now, right meow. Pottinger's cat experiment. He wrote a book called A morbid autobiography, waiting for my cats to die. And there is an island of all cats. And then like the island of the Greek and the island of the Lesbos, right? Again, woman, chromosomes as far as human goes, XX, and then possibly Y or another X, planet X, right? Where's planet X? If you're pregnant, it's like, oh, you're having a boy or a girl. Is it XX or XY? But everybody just knocks off the first X because automatically you come from the same mother, mitochondria. The snake, right? And the Nagas, Anunnaki, Quetzalcoatl. The sky gods. But the sky gods were birthed of the triple dark goddess mother. They're still in the womb, running around playing kings and gods and pharaohs, right? In the caves, in the womb. And then in the murdered father's tomb, the mother and the father, Tiamat. Like when they're going and digging in all these caves and under the pyramids and stuff, that's like being inside of your bones. Would you like somebody digging around in your bones, scraping out the marrow? Like Hannibal. Yeah? And it's funny that they call women gold diggers, but most of the they're on the macro grander level, digging flying out to space, blowing up asteroids, trying to steal precious metals and rare elements, right? So who's the gold diggers? They build machines to crack and frack and dig and disrespect Mother Earth, our mother. Just scoop your hands to net in the sea, cut off shark fins for an aphrodisiac, and let the sharks just fall to the bottom and drown. First two laws are treat others how you would like to be treated, and to thine own self be true. So if I'm a water creature and I'm flying around up in the air or hanging around in the clouds because I decided to climb Jack's beanstalk and hang out in the Pussy Palace, say, where all the harems, the hair, stolen hairs, stolen heirs, stolen eggs. The goose that lays the golden eggs. Where's the goose? Who got the goose? I once knew a man who made a bet for canary yellow diamonds and gold from Africa. I thought it was quite not a good idea. I said, you probably shouldn't do that. Just a suggestion, of course, but I don't sound right. I don't right like someone that sounds too good to be true, generally. Ooh. Black dragon from Saturn. That's okay. Sometimes again we have, high hopes. Anybody want to be in a Mile High Club? Brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. Concentrate. Focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself. You have passed a test. Whoop, whoop. Wait, hold on. Let's ring our dragon bell, too. Look at, and I love this dragon. I love this bell. It's my Korean bell. Showed it before. It's really, really pretty. Dragons are very special to me. So dragons, like in other ancient stories too, Vikings and dragons got all right, how to train your dragon, but dragons protect the gold inner earth. And it says that's not for man. Is that because dragons are greedy? Why would God place dragons to protect gold and other precious metals? Money makes people crazy, right? It's from the moon and Mars, right? The blood of the earth, inner Agartha, the inner sun, the harvesting one, the Oracle of Delphi. And the inner earth is what, right? You have to be in the inside is where you're, does in your body, you have an inner sun, your inner earth, your moon reflects the sun, and the two become one and heat your earthly body. And on a grander scale, that's what happens with the earth around us, right? And that we're walking upon and look up and see the sky and can dive into the waters, whether ocean or river or lake or stream, or stick our feet in. 1101. Or allow the rain to fall down on our heads. And we can open our mouths and stick our tongues out and catch a raindrop. So being grateful for all those things, and yeah, for the rain being able to come down and rain down on our crops so that we have beautiful gardens, right? Eve's actually a pretty fucking amazing gardener. I can't plant shit and make it grow. Not like that. Different. Different. So yeah, and all that stuff I say too, again, like say Luciferian is like shock, right? Shakti. Shock, light bringer, and awe. So we may get pissed off first. My dad's a plumber. He got a saying, better to be pissed off than pissed on. But Anu will piss right on your grave. He'll bury you and dig you a grave and bury you in it alive and then give you a straw and then piss right down it and tell you, hee-haw, I like it raw. I don't know. Yeah. So, again, Dr. Sleep, Poltergeist, Carol Ann. And it was stay away from the light, Carol Ann. Like I'm using the black mirror right now, right? So, but when we have awareness, it's like moon magic. They don't like what I'm saying because I can feel it in my chest tightening. They're like, like little cockroaches scurrying when the exterminator comes. Usually you turn the lights on and they all run. Resilient motherfuckers, aren't they? So, I say, I've looked up the spirit information of such natures. Not today, but a different day I did. And because I was like, certain things that like, ew, give me the creeps, or like, and bugs have always done that. I used to freak out when I was little, and my dad used to yell at me because I would scream and I get so scared, and he'd like yell at me because I was getting scared, and it was like, how are you gonna yell at me when I'm like genuinely fucking scared to shit? Like I just left my body. Gee, I don't need to be yelled at on top of it. Oh my goodness. But I've learned through my German heritage and etc. Because a lot of the time too, that's important. Like we need the opposite to like, and it's like we can look at people as mean, but it's like, are they, or we needed that? Because otherwise, I'm very grateful. I mean, did I need all of it? I don't know. But I'm not gonna judge all that. I'm just gonna keep him going and love and let it go with love and keep on swimming. Because I don't know shit still yet. I can only know what I'm experiencing, and like right now compared to tomorrow or next moment, I could feel completely different about what I'm talking about or how I feel about it, or I may have more information that now put the picture into more clarity. more transparency. So now I have more maturity and just awareness and, you know, ability to have discernment about it. Maybe I've had an experience, so like something that angered me before or that I didn't understand that I feel bitter about. Now something else, or I got to have an experience similar. So it's like, okay, now I can, right, being receptivity. So I may not like it, but now I've had an experience similar, so I can understand where they're coming from and why they did what they did. And they may have been in a real fucked up place at that moment in time in their mind and in their feelings and in their, so is it okay for me to hold that against them? Because they made a mistake in a moment of time? If indeed, right, again, and it's not, is it a mistake? I just said before, there's not necessarily any mistakes. We're all, right, participating in the game of life. It's like Jumanji. So if it was all perfect, like you were supposed to rule, you know, like you know, it's like we're all playing Twister and Monopoly and Jumanji and chess and, right, Chubby Checkers and Marco Polo and Cops and Robbers and Manhunt and whatever other game you decided to play with God, right? What game did you pick? I say all the time to some of my friends joking around, it's like my dad used to, he always worked and he always moonlighted. So he's always barely never home. And I loved when my dad would stay and play games with me and stuff. And I always wanted him to, he'd be like, all right, what do you want to play? You know, I'd either want to play like Monopoly. Monopoly takes forever, right? Or War. And War is a card game that you need to use the whole deck of cards and you have to keep going through like until like they're all done. It takes like 3 hours to play. And War backwards is, ooh, baby, I like it raw. Right? With 2 V's. Double U, double universe. Oh, I didn't even. That just. That's so cute. It was 1 hour and 37. Oh, I thought it was 37:37. 1:37:33. It's 11:08. Anyway, got it. That's so cool. Yeah. WVV. My mom and I used to love to watch that show when I was little too. V. That was like one of the first reptilian series shows that was out too. I don't know about one of the first, but that I remember. And the land of the lost. And I used to sit with all, and around all the crystals, and the dinosaurs would be like rawr outside, and we'd have to hide in the caves. Anybody else remember that? Or the movie, what is it, Night of the Comet? That's a familiar. It was like, yeah, zombie apocalypse, like a asteroid or something hit the Earth, Mars, and I feel like it was like, yeah, my sister and I survived. I was like, I felt like that. I related so much to that movie, and it's kind of cheesy, but when I was little, so it's like things like that. If you relate to certain things, right, we're gravitated, relate. That's all gravy. Gravity is, there's 3 magnets, right? Again, there's the middle Earth, right, or walk upon the flat Earth, and then above there's a magnet, and below, right? So the 3 together, right? One is kind of, right, able to float around, right? Two is movable. That from the center, right? It's able to. There's another movie called Upside Down. It shows about the inverted universes, right? One above the other. Because we have doubles. There's 2 atoms. So, right, positive and a negative thought, right? Which equal 2 linear singular, right? So it's like, oh, I have a good thought over here. But over here, it's like, the hidden negative one on the equal opposite side, right? It's 11:10 on my phone. And it's 11:11 on my coffee. My coffee pot. Can you see? Flamesies. So, right, the variable. Sorry, right? Positive, negative, and a variable. So the variable can float around, go either way, right? It could float all over the place. It's like, neutrality in the middle of the pole, right? Bear with me 1 second, please. 11:11. Make a wish. Clear the energy. Yeah, let me, hello. Hey, how you doing? Oh, good. All right. Oh, nice. Good. I love Athena. Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, I'll come out in just a few. I'm just finishing up doing a video, but I'm just about done. I know you called before too. I couldn't answer because I was in the middle of it, but I didn't want to not answer again. So yeah, I'm almost done now. Absolutely. Okay. Love you. My buddy. My buddy. So thank you for your patience. So, tolerance, love being unconditional, like I was saying, right? Lots of misperceptions, or again, sometimes we don't understand why certain people have to do certain things. That's a big one too, because right in the land of science, our feelings don't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? It's not about like wanting to hurt people's feelings or ha, I'm gonna get you, sucker, and I want to, we have a vengeance and we blah blah blah. No, a lot of things, it's just that's the way certain things had to be in order for everyone to have what they need to gain immunity and immortality, etc. Because we're going through death and rebirth within the physical vessel. So it's really important, that you keep your head on here. Yeah. I mean, I say that with the lightest, like, meaning, like, as a metaphor, right? And a parable. So, meaning, yeah, nothing's more important than you. So you, right, need to come first. And right, it's like your body. Okay, look at this two ways for a second. How I'm talking about it in this now and present moment. Right, so like that inner part is your true north, the center, your heart chakra, and then that circle represents your body, right? Your Adam or your Eve, meaning your physical body, okay, anatomy. Now, Adam and Eve in the metaphysical form, your atoms are your thoughts, and your Eves are your feelings. Now, they creep up out of your body like the smoke, right? Oh, I have a thought and a feeling, 0.5 and 0.5. That equals 1 penny. One, right? So that's in my right hand. I'm a little teapot. So then I tip. So I have to remember that I have zinc in my left hand, and I have to bring my left foot back down to the ground and allow a rainbow to come around to my left hand, copper in my right. So now I have 2 pennies, right? I have to make cents. So now I have 2 cents. I made sure that this penny doubled over. So now I have a positive in my left hand. I brought my negative thing, my Cain and Abel. Eve births Cain and Abel. So I have to bring those thoughts back in so that I have more branches coming from within my tree. What fruit am I bearing? If I just let my negative thoughts and feelings go flying out, scattering, right? That's what makes up the world. It swirls around all of us, our thoughts and our feelings that are just seeping out like the smoke coming out of the stage. Smokestack. So we want to take a breath, right? Inhale and allow our feelings and our thoughts to sail. And we only want to, right, like bring that energy back in again. And then, right, allow the, you have a penny in this hand, now you have a penny in this hand. So now I have a rainbow. Rainbow goes all the way around, dips up, dips down. We usually only see a quarter of it, right? Due to the way, just same as like we're always looking at one part of the moon. They're connected. Auroras, coronas. A corona is the ring around the moon or the ring around the sun. A star, the glare, right? The ring of Saturn, ring of fire. My precious. The ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. So the ash tree, speaking of ashes, ashlach, produces a honey-like substance in the land of milk and honey, which we could also call the myriads. I had a friend tell me that honey is bee vomit. It is. It's also a natural antibiotic. It never, right? It's like the evergreen. It never goes, well, honey never goes bad. The evergreen is an immortal tree, like a titan. $11.18. Which tree are you? Which plant? That's what I was saying before about going into the roots and digging into like, right, like your imagination is your identity, and your vessel is your holy grail filled with your cup of elementals from the periodic table. So your specific natal chart, right, explains where all the planets were and also kind of like what's poured into your physical cup, right? It gets deep. And your sun sign is your ego or your representative or your devil that also protects you. It's like the cloak and dagger. It's like it comes in like, whew. When we get scared, it's like, no, I'm fine, or da da da. So we kind of lie, right? Or bend the truth, or can hide behind, right? Dracula, like we walk away and hide, right? Jekyll and Hyde. But then we make an appearance, but then we go back and hide, right? So it's like, you know, and also, right, the sun is what produces a shadow. There can't be a shadow without light, right? And they say shadows same as vapors. And then they put on the helmet of Hermes. And whatever they think they are, they appear to be. So then they can show up as you or me and do some drastic things, you see? Hmm? Personifying another. False advertising. Fraud. Dressing up as also part of the ha 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 wearing a mask, right? Like in the esoteric and metaphysical realm, our perception of these things were like, it's like the devil's ball and the masquerade. And they're fighting to get in your crown and your solar plexus, right? The mind, the crown chakra, and the solar plexus are connected. It goes in a hook, a J hook, like a fishing hook. And what goes in the mouth goes in the gut and out the butt, like a periscope down into the ocean. And then that's where the octopusy goes and floats. And an octopus will climb right through that tube into the ocean, from land to the ocean, and camouflage itself and come right back, or cut off an arm, right? With a programmed attack. See what I'm saying? I'm just going to say, hey, spirits, let the proper beings see this that need to. And those that, like, have malintent, well, just allow their malintent to just fizzle right out and they can just walk right away confused. Like, it's like, I don't have any interest in, right, like having a battle or whatever. It's like, yeah, if you want to attack, we're just going to, like, smoke you out like a beehive. No malintent. I don't want to be hurt, and I don't want any other person, place, or thing to be hurt. So, necessarily, there's no reason for it. And especially those that are just trying to do experiments on others. It's like, well, experiment on yourself, So we have soul contracts and things of that nature. That's not what I'm talking about. There's certain lessons we all need to learn, and that's where we let it be. That's where we let go of control. I don't have the right to control that, and neither do you. That's why it's like, if you're trying to come barge into my, right, fields, house, temple, it's like, I'll share anything when it's like, yeah, absolutely. And sex means sacred energy exchange, and it's of equal opportunity employers, right? So as divine law goes, as long as you're present in your now moment, you'll get what you need. Those that are running around making deals, privateers, piracy, private funding, say Federal Reserve. Where's the floating city? Washington, D.C., the Vatican. They're their own entity, right? And what's the third? Is it Federal Reserve? So it's like, oh, I could just close shop, file bankruptcy, right? Farm, Cadia, Media, Yakub's YouTube, Googly Eye Satan, Peeping Toms, Emperor's New Clothes, running around with no clothes on. Anybody want to drop a line? Drop a dime? I'm playing. Relax. It's like if I decided to plant a garden and like Barry's grown gardens and things what consciousness is, but then I move it, it might not grow good in another state or another place. It liked where it was. It was one with the earth. Gaia grew with it, right? The universal father and mother, father, God were like, oh, this is a perfect place for this little seed to pop up and for you to nurture it. Human, awesome choice. So like, it's like, yeah, all together now. But then if you decide to like, oh, you want to now rip it from its roots and move it somewhere else, and then you're like, no, this is where you belong. It's like, well, wait a second. Sometimes we have to leave things behind if we're meant to go in another direction, right? Again, this comes into where we have to take time and space. This is a rule in the legal law, court of law. It's supposed to be, right? Time and space for processing. Like if I'm going to go out on a date or go meet some friends or go anywhere, like I run to the grocery store with my hair all like jogging, like right now, like ready. I don't care. I mean, I'm not doing it because I wasn't like guided to put my face on here, but I don't really give a fuck. I have no makeup on. I woke up like this and I look like shit today. I feel like today. So, but my hair's all nappy because I slept on my braids for 2 nights. I look like I got an idea and I stuck my finger in a electrocuted light socket. That's all right. So I'm still full of honey inside, It's like I'm still me inside. And that's funny too, right? Pure honey. That's funny I have honey here. I don't use honey much. I couldn't find agave the other day. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll just get honey, but I always use my agave. I show you my agave often. Clean and simple. Comes from a cactus, right? Mhm. Many ways we get water. Our thirst and our hunger get quenched and satisfied. Um, so wait, going back to, because I've done this in other videos, but let's go back to the thought and the feeling, and 0.5 and 0.5 equals 1 penny, right? So a half a thought and a half a feeling, well, a thought and a feeling, a thought and a feeling, right? Comes out, that can be negative. That's a cane, right? So we want to be able to remember that we have a positive over here. We have to come back. So, because that's like being Uranus, tipped over on its side. Now my right side's heavier. I collected that penny and I'm holding it and I'm like, ooh, shiny penny. My precious, right? Honey. And now I also have like, right, a bumblebee. So in order to, right, because then Eve creates what? The living, Cain and Abel. So we have a physical, right? Two hands. We have a penny in each hand now. Now we have temptation. Do I stay over here on the negative, or do I include the divine, right? Bring it over here to the positive and come back into my heart and allow divine feminine. Because otherwise, I just went off and slept with my daughter. I just performed incest and pedophiliism and went running off with my kids, fucking around, so to speak. And it depends on how deep you go with that and what degree, because some go very vulgarly. Shoulder to shoulder. So you want to have a penny in each hand to make 2 cents. You got to bring it back to level out. They want me to do a whole. Oh. Bear with me a second, please. Oh, they're so silly. Okay. um. So let me see. Hopefully you can see me up here. All right, Spirit wants me to act a fool. Can you see me now? I think so. So, okay, if I have a thought and a feeling, okay, if from my center, all right, energy comes up like the pyramid. Star David, I have, right, my legs, it's like upside down, right, your triangle, pyramid, and this way too, pyramid. So triangle this way, right, like a time, like the sand, the thing that you flip that has the sand in it to tell time, the sand, you know what I'm talking about. Or pyramid, upside down pyramid, right side up pyramid, right between my legs, right? And center is right here, true north. So our heart chakra comes out like this, and it creates the Taurus field, right? The bull, the Taurus, right? But this is Taurus spelled different, and this is the Taurus field, right? The sphere of water around Gaia. So that's kind of Uranian. And then we have our physical body. So the physical earth we walk upon, which is flat earth. And if we go down into the earth, that's where all the electrical stuff is going on, right? Like again, like in our phone, all the precious metals are within this. making this flat earth work that we walk upon, right? So when now, here, so pyramid, like my legs, pyramid, and then again upside down pyramid this way, as above, so below. So it's like Star David, right? Energy is always traveling up our pyramid, up our leg. And this is like our Adam and Eve. And electrical current comes from inner earth that we're walking upon, right? This the Agartha, the like Oracle of Delphi, the center of the earth. So it travels up and it comes out, right? And we have plant life and all these things growing up toward the sun, out of the earth, right? Our pyramid, our plant, people are planets. So I'm right, we're a tree. So I want my tree to bear many fruits, right? So my thoughts and my feelings, and Adam and an Eve is an electrical energy traveling, the unknown soldier or the father and the daughter sneaking up, right? Or the alien and the pot coming up the left leg. And now it bypasses our human heart and travels, right? Sneaks this way and pops out of our temple, comes out of the temple, the head of the household, right? Head over heels, right? Like the sayings that we say, rabbit ears. So when the thought and the feeling travel and pop out of the temple, pop, right? Pop out with pop, hop on top, out the mountaintop. That's where we catch that penny. Okay, got a penny. I got lots of pennies. Good thing. See a penny, pick it up all day long. You have good luck. So now I have a thought. I have 0.5 and 0.5, a thought and a feeling. So that comes out. Now I have 1 cent, but now I'm tipped over like I'm a little teapot. See, this is what Spirit wanted me to do for all of you. I don't mind. I've been a nursery school teacher and a mom a long time. So, right, metaphysics. So I'm like Uranus. I'm floating over. I got flopped over on my side. So I'm wobbling, right? I have 1 cent, and this is negative. That's Cain. Okay. So now the father and Eve birthed Cain. So now I want to remember, right? I got to come back and have a positive thought too. We always have copper in this hand. We always have a negative. We have to remember to bring it takes a lot to make change. And remember we have zinc in this hand. Here I have selenite. So it's like, right, our moon, the mother and the daughter are always over here like, hey, remember me? The divine, right? The tree of life. So it's like you want to have a able. So now I have a rainbow, right? A rainbow in between my hands. And a rainbow goes all the way around in a circle in front of me. Master alchemy. So the alchemist, right, uses their hands to, there we go, lots of props, perform magic tricks. Right, so we got Moses, St. Patrick, right? They hit the stick on the ground and make snakes, or make them disappear, right? And wood is another element, right? Wood. And then precious metals, my precious. So we have air, earth, water, fire. Well, water, air, fire, earth, ether, inner, and the precious metals, mineral kingdom, right? And the wood, right? Which is like our body, our tree of life. Your body is your tree, your planet, your plan, your extraterrestrial plant that you have specific, right, elements of the periodic table and your holy grail in your vessel, right? Your body, your physical body has blood vessels. It carries your blue blood in its veins, right? It's only red after if I get cut and it opens and enters into the air, into the oxygen, the gin. Anything outside of how many layers do we have? 13? The first 3, it's like, and then 7 penetrate. I forget how many layers of skin we have. But the skin is a breathing organism. It's the largest organ on the body, right? It stretches, it forms to our, like, right? It's pretty cool, right? The metal, like what they talk about, like Area 51 and all that. And the metal that was like indestructible, that's your body. It's a rainbow body, right? It reflects light. It's a being of light that has built upon itself atoms and cells and organs and thoughts and feelings through consciousness, right? And we've all dreamed together, right? Like row, row, row your boat. Your pineal gland is like your little boat floating around in your etheric water, right? My brain doesn't have salt water in it in my head. This is my salt water body down here, right? The feminine Eve, the water part. Whoosh, whoosh, right? And you're gonna have like a magnet here helps to pull the mercury from the heart and the organs, the liver, the spleen, the kidneys, the gallbladder, the intestine, all the stuff that we've eaten. The magnets coming up now on the earth, that's why we're all feeling all this extra anxiety and stuff and energy, is the magnet. Like, so we're all like, nah. And we're getting hit with corona mass ejections, which are solar flares from the sun. So as the energy's coming up through your thing, right? Like the snakes, so cute. The snakes are coming out. We're getting, hit with mana, gamma rays, and we're getting upgraded, downloaded, upgraded, right? We're evolving. We're letting go of what no longer serves us. We're defragmenting and reprogramming and disc cleaning, right? Swiping. I was like, swipe or no swipey. You don't want nobody else's, like, and nobody can get any Akashic records. They're just going in and like, it's like if I go in and we all took SATs and some asshole decides to go in afterwards and go through the tests and erase my name and put his name on there, whatever. So again, your imagination is your identity and you have your own electromagnetic signature. Your natal chart next to everything. And everybody's who's watching the washers, they're right, laundering. That's funny, the Freudian slip that kid. Who's watching the washers? And sometimes like there's an old thing with headphones too, right? Because we have a pole in our head. That's why marijuana is good. It opens, and I'm not saying like, oh, everybody did it. I don't say I said like, don't go there with me on any of my videos or anything I say. Don't use what I said and try to say I said whatever. This is where it's like, this is why I don't do that shit and I don't charge for shit and I don't take money and I'm not doing that because people like to take other people's information and then say they told me to, and then you try to cast and point blame at somebody else. This is why everybody's going to learn independence and to have discernment instead of being a codependent, alcoholic, addictive nation of people, right? Because it's not cool if we keep going around just hurting each other and being like, oh, I don't care, and look what they did to me, and da da da. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. That whole last I knew, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So if you're running around wanting to fight, you need a fucking timeout. You went a little cuckoo and your Mercury is taking over you and you jumped out of body and you're all over in the astral plane acting a fool like a fucking ass. So, and I don't want to smell your butt. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, can you go? Go get cleaned up. And then when you feel better, like, come hang out. I was like, you better now? Cool. That's it. Ain't got to be nothing else other than that. Right? To me, it's like, I ain't the one holding grudges. It's like we all get cranky and get in bad moods and feel yucky about ourselves or feel so. It's like, hey, we all need time and space and we all need to respect that of ourselves and others. right? To have empathy is to put yourself in other people's shoes, not try to steal somebody else's shoes and be them. That's called impersonating and fraud. That's a little different, stolen identity people. You know what I'm saying? We've all been, playing and hacking around with fake IDs for a long time, but there's a big difference in like, ha ha ha, a little like white lie, so to speak, or a little like, ha ha, we all kind of sneak in sometimes, or with someone that has the intent to cause harm and destruction and delusion. So that's a way different thing. And so channeling, everything's radio frequency waves. So when us that are channeling are using different methods with using our hands to talk and channeling, we're receiving information and moving the energy. So this is the quantum realm. So as it's like Tai Chi, right? Or like, and we're moving energy, we're shifting it. So if I'm not directing it right to you, like whoever I'm talking, or it's going to the frequency, right, that it needs, the channel that it needs to go, the stream, the currency, right? So lots of people have only been right-handed. So they got a big pile of Scrooge McDuck money over here. And we appreciate that because that just shows us who stole from the dragons in the first place, right? Because when you take and you're digging into the earth, you're moving, right? Things are specifically weighed so that we have balance in our systems. Well, when people get greedy because they see things and they're like, ooh, and trust me, I know, because it's like I'm a fairy. I go into the store and forget it. I have no exemption or anything. It's like put money in my hand. I'm like, ooh, what can I go? A Roto-Rooter truck just drove by. So yeah, money's, it's like the moon, right? It's the moon, Matt. It's like, ooh, it's luring. Silver dragon illuminates your potential with higher light. Poking out at me as I'm talking. Access untapped resources. Tappy, tappy, tappy. Look into your soul and see higher possibilities. I love that. Because we get stuck on stupid as humans. That's why I'm always like, stupid humans and da da da. I don't mean it in a negative way, like, because our human self's fucking awesome too. It's just confusing and messy. And so is any other system. Truly, right? It's just, this is the one we're going through right now and evolving from. So we're taking a look at all the good, the bad, and the ugly and bringing it into, right? It's like, okay, well, what can we do with that? That's a mess. Can we recycle it? Can we reuse that for something? Is that necessary? Or is that like not even belong? It's like, okay, so, right? And my room's a goddamn mess right now. If you can't notice behind me, how embarrassing. Not really. Like I live in a fucking hotel room and I have for 4 years now, over 4 years. And yeah, I read a lot, as you can tell. So I clean this shit off like literally. If you've watched my videos at all, you've seen this pile behind me. It's like it shifts like Tetris. Like it's like and I get all these books out or what have you, and then it's like, and I can't put them away yet because I'm not done yet. Right? The meal ain't done yet. So, but then when it is, it's like, okay, then I put it away and I'm like, ugh, because all that clutter. And I just did laundry, so I have piles of folded clothes behind me, so don't be judging. Anyhow, but yeah, our human self is messy, such as, right? Because again, everything is metaphysical too. So it's like all this stuff. It's like for me, I feel like I have all these ideas, I have all this stuff. I'm a creator, so it's like I have all this stuff, but I don't have yet the being to bounce to, it's like right, still building and still hibernating and still evolving and still gathering information and healing and purifying and letting go and allowing, even if it's scary and I don't know sometimes, right? It's okay, right? So again, right, playing with the energy. Energy never lies, people do. And we lie because we get uncomfortable, right? So, and if we were honest all the time, that wouldn't be fun either. Because it's like we would say things like, no, your hair doesn't look good. No, I don't like the way you smell. Why did you take, like, sometimes it's like we pick our battles. So it's not that we're lying. It's just like, do I need to jump into that ring and, right, stop something? I can let that go. It's like, I don't need to. But if it keeps happening, it's going to be like, okay, hold on a second. Can we talk? Because right now, right, I may have let something go a few times, but I've marked it. It's like, or I may have been like, hey, and said something like passive aggressively, right, to kind of bring awareness to see if maybe, right, empathy and awareness may occur. And if it doesn't, it's like, okay. And then if that being starts to get an attitude with me and starts to attack me, it's like, okay, whoa. Now I know there's stuff more deeper, way deeper going on. So sometimes they have a different intention or agenda. And sometimes it's just, again, it's a lot of, which most of the time this is what it is. That's why they say, Father, please forgive them, for they know not what they do. Because they don't know their way out. We don't know our way out when we hit rock bottom until we find like-minded beings that are like, hey, yo, I've been there too. I may not have been in the exact same place as you, wearing your same shoes, but I was right next to you, or I've experienced something similar and I exactly relate and understand and can and know what you're feeling. I feel that. Right? I can feel it too because I'm that too. I've been through it too. So when we can relate like that, right? It's like, oh, right? Now I don't have to hold this jar of hearts and pennies and whatever fucking other change and monies I'm trying to steal and run around with like a fucking little villain because I'm so scared to take a look at myself. That's why it's like, hey, put the bat down. We beat ourselves up the most. It's like, hey, wait. You have ability to make all that change turn into something new. Right? And that's the current we're in right now and what we're about to do. Right? So we want to make sure that we're making change. And that's the only constant at all times is change. So as we have all these shit traveling up through us and getting spit out, we want to remember to come back over here and balance it out and hold our rainbows. Like, oh, am I grounded? Do I have a penny? Do I got a penny in both hands? Do I got 2 cents? Is my scale balanced and even? Right? Scale of Isis. Am I balanced? Because I got to be the pillar in the middle, holding on to these two little rebels. Because if we let them go, they may just go flying, right? Like little ravens. Then they're like, quack, quack, quack. Oh boy, Odin's eyes. So it depends, right? How you, how we, right? There's an old parable, and I've said this one many times before too, because it's one of my favorites. And it's like the grandfather and the grandson, and the grandfather's teaching the grandson that we have two wolves at all times, right? Either within us or in a positive and a negative, right? And the positive one's always by our side, and the negative one also is always by our side. And the grandson's like, well, what are we supposed to do with them? And how do we take care of them? And the grandfather says, my son, you must make sure to feed both equally. right? And then don't forget we have the variable in the middle, which is the gray one that's laying at our feet. And that's the one, right? It's always the silent ones you got to worry about, the unseen. Those are the ones that will get you. So the positive and the negative, you have to feed both. Because if I only feed the positive because I'm scared of the negative, he's going to grow into a really big monster and eat me, right? But if I only keep sneaking, if I keep sneaking, like Noah kept sneaking food to who? Simyaza? That means he's feeding the negative. Sneaky, right? Here's a little extra. Right? He grew another, right? Grow another arm, maybe. Oh no, what's that again? I feel energy coming up though. Anyhow, you got to feed both equally. Like, I ain't scared of you. Get over here. I want to feed you too. Right? Because that could also be called your demon and your angel. So you can't be afraid of your own demons or what negative thought you spit out. Right? It's like, okay, hold on, I gotta take a look at it. And I dig deep. They're not so nice and friendly. Like when we're digging through our right dead bodies, our past lives, or our things that we thought we buried or that we don't know, we have no awareness of, because it's like the subconscious is the right, like the icebergs up here, the big horn, and under the iceberg, right, is the cerebral cortex, the subconscious, that then comes up into the pineal, like Frankenstein, right? The two poles, positive, negative. So when certain like reptilian and Illuminati, Anunnaki, etc. I don't have to, again, interesting that those came out. And Mother, I love all beings, but there's certain beings that are like right intertwined in specific places and people, places, and things, right? Cults, cultures, so whatever, like, right, it's like different classes. We're all in high school. Some people take art, some people take metal, some people take music, some people take home ec, some people are like on the chessboard. Different, right? Like-minded, right? Electives are different, right? Whatever. Because it's subdivisions. It's not about, right? Again, when we start like, oh, that's that people, and that's those are those kind of people, because those are like-minded, or that's in that same vibration of. Or sometimes it's again because somebody decided to like take something and be like, it's mine. I was given this by, right? Blah blah blah. Ah. So, which again, a lot of that too. It's like, I think, as much, it's like, we let others have our stuff too. It's like, well, you want it, right? You wanted the experience, or can we drive the car? Sure, go ahead. Just be careful. Can we wear your jewelry? Sure, just be careful with it. It was your great grandmother's. It's like, yeah, we don't mind. But then when you don't come back with it and then you say it's yours, and now we're seeing you on TV and you're making all this money and you wrote all these books, and now all of a sudden we have all these weird people coming after us trying to hurt us. And we're like, hey, what the hell's going on here? And it's all because you asked us to borrow a necklace and we said yes. It's like, and now we're the bad guys. I'm confused. Not really, but it's like, listen, little great, 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 great grandchildren. Put the fucking jewelry back. The end. Put it back. It's like they said put it back a long time ago. Put it back. Put the shit back and cut the shit. Put it back and cut the shit. Put it back and cut the shit. Y'all didn't hear that message? You did. Funny, even my phone got silent. Look at that. I had my music on. So when the wind come whipping down the plain and the waving wheat, that sure smells sweet. When you ride a horse with no name. Okay, so I think did you get the and the teapot's the center of the galaxy. If you look in the stars, right? The writings on the walls. Balls to the wall. Fuck them all. That's what they say anyway. I don't know. I play, I kid. Oh, karma. I dropped all my shit. I talked shit and I dropped shit. Instant karma, see? That's how this shit works. I ain't exempt. Like, ah. Oh. Not money. Oh. I love these things too, though. Balance. So yeah, anyhow, I'm getting a little delirious, I think. I shall pull one of these because these are the cards that just fell. And these are fun. Oh, we got one. Oh my goodness. Can you take it? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Parallel universes. Transmission. For all. Spreading of conditions. Influence. Impact. So that could be positive or negative, right? It could be manipulating. That could be like Decepticon-ish, right? It could be like, oh, we're going to influence, right? Influenza. Influence. Implant a thought in your mind, in your head. Show you a picture. Make something appear. But it could also be positive. Like, hey, you could go this way. There's other options. You don't got to stay stuck over there all angry and like, right? Hunter. Aggressive. Tracker. Provider. See, interesting, right? Aggressive. Like a warrior, a hunter. And a tracker. Tracking everything, right? Masculine, right? And also provider. Making sure everything's okay so that one can provide for. But that's a lot of responsibility, right? Holding the world up on your head, feeling like everything, right? Especially if you have feelings coming up that are just getting tossed to the wayside. And then they come sneaking up between your legs like, hey, remember me? I'll provide for you, baby. Jezebel energy. What goes up comes down like rain. Lucifer rained down too, but in a meteor fashion, not like acid raindrops from a nuclear bomb falling on my head. Different. Both are rain. just slightly different elementals, don't you think? I see. I got mixer uppers here. Interesting. Radiant Moon of Compassion. Here's my Kuan Yin cards. And then nightmare. Welcome to my nightmare. So we can have good dreams and ideas, right? Again, right? Let there be light. Ooh, I have an idea. On second thought. Afterthought. Shouldn't have done that. Forethought, projecting. Right? So there's many different thoughts, right? Satan has. Satan and his daughters. Octopussy. the many arms of the octopus. Right? And then another one goes, then another, and then another, then another, then another. That's a different mother. All right, David. Uranus. And that's what I was saying. Lexicon Hebrew, they're talking about, okay. Blah, 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 blah. It's, it's the womb or the stomach or the intestine, right? What was it? Wait, the bowels. Because it's like the bowels of the, right? So not Satan, right? Or after, again, what? Oh, so the mind. Yeah. Wait. The crown. So the father, the crown. So the mind, the crown, the mind, the tomb, the womb, or the, right, the bowels, which, right, from the gut. The gut has a separate nervous system than the physical body. But both are connected, they're both intertwined, but this travels this way, right? The sun, the horizon from the navel cavity, right? The navel, the navy, out in the ocean, Oceana, and Set, Horus, and there's two Horus. And do we go around the sun, or does the sun birth here, right? A baby in a mother's stomach, upside down in the amniotic sac, comes out, right, like a football, say, with the vine attached, so you umbilical cord, right? Alice from Umbra. And then the first thing we do is breathe air after we get to see light. We're like, into the cold air. We have to breathe. It's harsh. So the father, Enlil, the prince of the air, hurts us our first breath. And then we get poked in the bottom of our sole of our foot, and they take blood like a Hawaiian punch can, and we're adopted into the governmental system by the foster father. So now we have two fathers. And that's right. Which are the gods and the Lord and the, right, of the air. Or you came from the two mother, the physical Eve mother and Gaia and the universal father, and you decided as a soul to enter into this atmosphere and make a great soul contract, devil, with the devil and Satan to come into this realm as a physical human being and claim your identity, your multiple dimensional self. So as we're awakening, it's like, wait, hey, I remember who I am. I'm this being that is also, right, this plant life that made of these elements, and everything that's made of me is also extensions also of me. So we do affect the weather. How I behave, affect, and feel affects others, or they can pick up on if they're of the same elements, right? And that's what's real. He said, communication. As I say, I have Tool playing in the background. And we got lots of tools. I remember the first card we pulled. I can't believe how long we're in this now. Was the upside down Fool. So birthing, right? We get birds, and then air hurts, and that's our first duality. Then we have to breathe out. We get slapped, we get passed around. It's like a whole big thing, right? Passed around. That's interesting too. Oh, I got another mix up. Oh. Our last day in the light. Into the dark we go. So, on that note, Veil of Shadows, call for help. So your ancestors and your spirit guides and, right, the universe that is inside of you and all that you are connected to, and we are all one, right? And thank you so much for joining me on this one. This is crazy. Always is. Always is a pleasure and embarrassment, a big mixture of stuffs. That I really don't, like, give a fuck. Like, not giving a fuck doesn't mean I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. It means, like, No, it's just that, right? Again, I'm still me inside here. So no matter how I appear on certain days or nights or right in between, whatever, uh, you know, just keep swimming. Like I've had, right? Like, and all I can say is for myself, right? Like, right, practice forgiveness and tolerate no shit and take no shit. Practice forgiveness and take no shit. But also, I'm like a super high empath. So like we feel everything. So when we say no or when we're trying to back away, it's not, and then people are like, oh, I was like, we already feel everything you're feeling. And we've already, so it's like, you're asking us to carry your feelings. And then if we try to ask if you want to talk about it, you want to attack us. So then that means you don't want to talk about it. So then that means I have to leave you like on Dave Matthews, not to offend, but cut, because I'm not gonna. If you're not willing to take a look at that, or then that's okay. That just means that like I'll see you another day, right? That's it. I love you. I'll just see you later. Because I'm not gonna carry your karma if you're not willing. Like I'm willing to right do something with you, but if you're not, then how can I? I'm not okay. I can't carry your stuff and still swim with mine, right? Is where they cut the bodies in half. There we go, too. See, so it's like learning to say no or detach with love, let go. It doesn't mean you have to be like, no, you're being an asshole right now, and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes we do have to go out and say that. Sometimes you do, right? Hello. But for the most part, there's a right kinder, gentler way to like, okay, it's like some baby's having a temper tantrum, so I could try to help, but I can only do what I could do. And then, did I clean my stuff? Did I offer? Did I? Yep. And so I know that then it's time for me to depart. And then that's it. Right. If you keep it simple, right? Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, silly. Or keep it simple, Sarah. It works for me. Yeah, you know, it becomes a little easier, right? Ask for help, right? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, which is a lot of time hardest to see too, and the wisdom to know the difference, right? So is that my job? Can I help? Did I offer help? Right? So going through those checks and balances, I did what I could do. My side of the street's clean, right? So it's not, and if I, then I have serenity and wisdom. God grant me the serenity. I went through what I can change. What can I change? I can only maybe change the way I look at it or the way I'm right, like in that moment. I can know that maybe, right, I'm coming from the right, more moral perspective or right. So then that takes right control, guidance, understanding, empathy to walk away with love and not attack and just allow right healing to occur or time and space so that we don't make anything any more than it needs to be. And I definitely don't want to hold your dirty diaper and carry it with me. Right? Depends. Masks make for messy underwears. That's why I guess they said way back in the day, make sure you take 2 pairs. I don't know. I'm teasing. But yeah. So anyhow, this has been fun. Oh my goodness. Witches and warlocks and wisdom and weirs and woodsmans and wolves and worrying. All right. On that note, oof, that death will come. Mortal, finite, fragile. That's like those are breaking into. So again, I don't wish no, like, I'm not like, oh yeah, haha, that's what you get. No, death rights. We want, all I can hope and wish for is that everybody gets the healing that they need. And that's it. With love. Saying goodbye. Formal occasion. Honoring lives. Number 11. It's master number. 1111. One things these. So funny they had me put star seeds, and I guess, well, this was a deep message, so only the title of those that would be attracted to, again, yeah, would comprehend what the fuck I even said in this crazy transmission. Probably wasn't that crazy. I just feel like I've been all over the place. I never know until like after, and half the time I never watch these things. It's like once in a blue moon I go back and watch, but I really don't. It's like I put it out and then that's it. So you know, lots of turquoise lotus mother. Turquoise is super special to natives too. And they didn't go digging and robbing and stealing it. And like if they saw it, like, oh, I'm gonna get it and dig it out. It was like, no, if Mother Nature gives it to you, it's yours. Otherwise, you leave it here, right? It's purity. You don't just take. I don't even just pick up a rock that I should. It's like I love rocks, and they make me pick them up a lot. But there's some again, like it's like it's like, oh, I'm supposed to leave you. I don't just go grabbing one that I'm not supposed to take, even if it's like in the middle of a walkway. Oh, it's in the middle of the walkway. Yeah, but it's right. It's energetically vibrating there. Some things, it's like right. It's like if you move it, you just kind of you. It's like being in the wrong lane driving. Right, stay in your fucking lane. This is right magnetism and energetics, and so I guess that's going to become a little more prominent for people to pick up on, people that don't understand empathy and right, I guess telepathy or like the other senses, which to us are normal, right? We're more in tune with those. I mean, you have them too. If right, it's just some operate more on the outside physical five senses, and some of us operate more on the interdimensional or inner, you know, inner uh, being. So in the ether. So we're analyzing and observing and internalizing and interpreting and it's like it being a computer. So it's like we're constantly, and then people are like, stop overanalyzing. It's like, yeah, but that's how our brain processes. To tell it, it's like telling a fish to stop swimming and learn how to walk with legs. It's like, wait, hold on a second, human. Right? That damn hand always comes in and tries to point and direct something that, yeah. So that human part of us that right best intentions pave the road to hell. So a mother's gonna, oh my goodness, la 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 la, us mothers can be overbearing and smothering and worry about our babies and be too right. So sometimes we need to, like, when people are like, how can we say maybe let our children be with somebody that's right, it's like, well, our children, it takes a village, right? And my children don't belong to me. They're not my property. I was given a blessing through God, and they chose to be born through my vessel to experience life as a human and as a multidimensional being. So I'm super grateful, and my job is only to nurture, care for, and guide them. So when other people decide to try to come in the way and act like they have their best interests in mind at heart, but have just blackballed me and ignored me and pretend I don't exist and all this other stuff, again, it's like, that's fine. It's actually not, because you've done a lot of harm with all your game playing and witchcrafting and right, was it 3-card Montying, right? Mixing cards with other decks and mixing things up. And then so it's like all you did was cause, right? It's like a detour. It's like, oh, well, now there's construction on that road, which again, by seduction, allure, and the song on Is This an Illusion? Desire, manipulation. That's funny. Does that say Latterus? Oh, I thought it said Latterus Eve. Latterus Live. So Lilith is a plant, and then our Eve self is right, like now our human physical living body, right? And daughters of Eve, rainbow children and star seeds with us, like right, little Lilith, Eve, Pluto, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter and Neptune, the moon, Mercury, multi-dimensional, right? All the planetary, bodies that formed an alliance. Yay, oh cool. To produce the new seeds. That's so cool. To birth the new earth. Yay. Hey, that's so cool. It's like, again, it's like I have awareness and stuff, but sometimes it like, oh, it just hits and it's like, oh. I'm really a mushy sap. Deep down in there. But the opposite duality of that is like, fuck with my children and I'll get you. There will be no prayer or spell or any other fucking goddamn thing that'll fucking save you from my hell. Guaranteed. Based on here as well. Oh yeah. I was like, yeah, no. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, I not in that way. It's sacrifice. Yeah. I say that with like, yeah, again, a sense of humor and like, because again, yeah, right? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I can feel something, right? I went over here to the right, because I'm like, oh, that was so nice, right? And then my tree went over here, but right? Came from the anti-mask, like negative and anti, but you fuck with my babies, and it's like women and children all stay away, and oh, now we gonna play. You decided to play this game, and there ain't no women or children here. That's why they don't know who the mother is. It's that Peter Pan, right? And the Lost Boys. They're off on an adventure. They didn't know that they turned into Pinocchio. Renunciation, offering, letting go. And on that note, thank you so much for spending this time with my crazy ass. It's been fun. And is it an illusion? Ride the wave. Don't be a slave. And we all had to have that experience too, right? So it's coming into terms with, oh wow, dip down into the dirt, and it's like, oh yeah, we bungee, and it's like, yeah, whoa, right? We're taking a look at our book of life. So this is our Saturn return on a grand scale, right? Saturn's in Aquarius, so we're pussy pumps. Ooh, we're getting the big kahuna now, right? And Fishbone, I love you. Karma tsunami coming down on you with the weight of the sea. So I say that because this morning when I woke up, Is it on the paper here? I think it came up on my YouTube feed. Something about the second wave, or was it on the news? Anyhow, I don't know right now, right? Newspaper, YouTube. When I walked out of my room and saw the news in the freaking hallway, I don't know. Um, uh, but it was talking about the second wave, and I'm like, I was like, oh, okay. So they're talking about the second wave of the word, right? The co means more than one, and right, the word right, vid is kind of like video killed the radio star, right? Vid. That was the first time I got that. But backwards is divide, right? Divvy up. So what else? You gotta play with the letters and the words. The devil likes to throw them all up in the word, right? Devil will jumble them all up together. And again, don't forget, like man come up with language. So once we started forming sentences and words and pushing them into lines and linear statements and putting them on paper and signing our name on the bottom underneath a pile of shit, right? Under a pile of words. So when you sign something on the bottom of a page, you're burying yourself under all those words. That's the devil. That devil means contract. So when we sign something, we're making a contract, right? You're signing, you're putting your name at the bottom. So all of that's on top. Start putting a siren, a popo just went by. We love everybody. So, but policing is like, oh, I think I'm like, hey, what are you doing? What is that? What's that? Hey, what's up? Ba-da-da. So I'm all up in your business, acting like I'm here to uphold peace and whatever. But meanwhile, I'm part of the slave trade. You have to work in order to pay my bill so I could be all up in your business. But am I upholding my part of the bargain? I made an oath to provide peace, safety, and peace, right? Lots of corrupt, and I'm not just talking about people in uniform. Like I said, policing, right? Overseers, overseas, beings that are hanging out again, high cloud, in the stratosphere, up above, right? Where are you getting these resources from in order to, and you're saying you're protecting who from what exactly? Where's the threat? Like if there's an actual threat, we need to know about it, no? Or is this just a bunch of farts coming out of your mouth because you decide to rewind and rerun the same fucking shit we always have to watch on TV over and fucking over again? How to get over, yeah, yeah. Too low to get under, yeah, yeah. You're stuck in the middle and the pain is thunder. You're a vegetable. Hee haw. Oh, that's funny shit. Oh, geez. So anyway, that's yeah. Welcome to my life. Spirit used me as a complete Muppet. I'm like the walking doll of ding dongs. Sometime. Anyhow. How now, brown cow? Yeah, and the cow jumped over the moon, right? Mm, mm. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon, isn't it? interesting? You ever break that down? I mean, it's like fun. And then there's like nursery rhymes and fairy tales, right? Go from all different varying degrees to positive to little kids' nursery rhymes that were like, oh, until really dark, right? Grimm's fairy tales, and then into like creepy pasta and like Cthulhu and right horror novels and like right the deep dark abyss of the Pacific Rim. So the unknown's always scary, right? So some people like what could be medicine to me could be poison to you, and vice versa, right? Cigarettes, are they bad? Who's bad? Who told you they were bad? People say they cause, do they? Something, lots of things. They're native, they're sacred, plant of the earth. It's an element used to transmute energy. Why do you think they call them bad? Are they bad, or do they tell you that they're bad because they don't want you to know the truth, right? And I'm not saying, oh, you should go smoke. Um, like if you're born as I am, I'm gonna say, right, a shaman or into like right that kind of way of life. Well, we naturally use smoke, fire, water, air, vapors. This is air, water, fire, earth, vapor, all in one. Smoke clears. And it can make things smoky and cloudy too, right? But smoking, it's a clearing element in order to purify. Priests walk around the incense. Like I had sage burning before, or incense. Why do we do that? So again, it depends on why somebody's using something. And then why are taxes so high on these? They make them so fucking expensive. And why do we pay taxes? We only pay taxes as we the people if we're at war. Who are we at war with? I hear lots of stories, but when I speak to people on an individual, real level, sometimes there's a little confusion. There's some misinformation. There's some feelings that haven't been heard because people try to rush people, right? Russians try to rush you, ask a question and then you rush over them or railroad over them and you don't wait to listen. You say you don't have time, hurry up because we're in a rush. You ask another question on top of it. I mean, I do that. Like I get excited. I'm like, ooh, ooh. But I'm like, ooh, and somebody's like, wait, hold on a minute. It's like, all right, sorry. Right. So learning how to communicate, I'm genuinely interested though in what you have to say and in communicating and having a better understanding and smoothing that space between whatever relationship, right? I'm a ship, a vessel, between the other vessel and ship, or grander, right? That the problem that the static or imbalance is there's some there. So why do I just want to come in? It's like, wait, hold on a second. It's like, wait, we got our lines got. It's like if we're both boating and or fishing, our lines just got tangled up. So now, because our lines got tangled up, you want to come try to steal my boat, my husband, my kids, and all my fish? Get the fuck out of here. That's when your line's going to get cut. You tried to entangle yourself with me on purpose in order to like slide into my fucking space. Well, now you're just going to get ejected and deleted as that bitch be gone because you're just a copy anyhow. especially if we're in the ocean. That's Dead Man's Sea. Ashes, you know? Semen. But the ocean is electricity. How did the ocean get electricity? Like the stories that I have from my awareness, like Sophia's hair entered the waters and brought electricity, and that brought life. And then Aphrodite is the foam of the ocean, right? The waves come and go. Aphrodite rises to the top of the ocean, the foam. But again, that's different than bacteria that's collecting. I mean, it's still bacteria, right? But like, say you're hanging out in the jacuzzi and, you know, that shit gets all foamy from all the bacteria that's coming off of the body. Again, it's similar, it's same in a subtle sense and similar, but not, right? So this is why so much confusion. Too much confusion. I can't get no relief. Businessman, you drink my wine. And not our blood. If I'm digging into this and I'm taking fruit that don't belong to me and selling it to everybody, I'm selling the blood of the earth. What am I, right? Money, the blood. Digging for gold, the elements, the minerals. Mineral. The shitstorm. But yeah. So yeah, taxes, sacred herbs. I guess we're going into the animal plant, well, plant mineral kingdom. Super cool. Um, and the magnetic universe, right? A magnet come before electricity. So yeah, I don't know. Thank you so much. Please hit like, subscribe, and the bell. Remember to be well, and don't get stuck in one of those. And yeah, and that's another theory. Like they killed back in the day. I forget what story that's from, but that's part of a truth. They like a father and son and a mother, and the mother was quite sick of like, right, the husband's always wanting dinner and the son's always pulling on her. It's like, all right, now I kind of want to go like experience and explore some life on my own, gain a little independence. So they get mad and they want to take myself off this now, and they want to so they make a decision. If the mother leaves, then that's not their land, and they get scared that then they're not going to have their house and their land and all their power and control, right? So they decide to off the mother, make it look like she went to the city, and they offed her and they threw her down a well. And then I don't know if a horse fell down there somehow. And so they just covered the horse up in there too. And I believe the mother was pregnant. So yeah, that's a story. I think they also call it the tree of Jezeel. And then it has 9, right? There's 9 levels. Gotta be careful too. Eastern, Western philosophy, we blend them all together. And we can all feel that way. Thoughts are things. And believing something It's how we manifest. Right? A thought, a feeling, and an intention is power of 3. So when we send it out, right, like what's it from the Matrix and stuff? Ashes everywhere. Everywhere. Whoa. Ashy day. I was watching a thing about the ash trees yesterday too. Ashy. Baby, just get on your knees. On your knees. 12:36 right now. Say pretty, please. Say pretty, please. Say pretty, please. So I don't know. This was actually interesting. Like this was kind of a little witchy witchy wisdom. Witchy wisdom whispers webisode. Webisode. Oh, witchy wisdom webisode. Oh, I like that. And you know, they use that word witch in the Bible quite often. All right. Our Father, which art in heaven, which art, which is which? Which way do we go, George? Oh, starseeds. What are we doing here? What the fuck did we agree to? Conditioning. There you go. Totally. Actually, that's a pretty good, more lazy lion. Leo. Are we in Virgo yet? What are we in now? No, not yet, right? We're still in Leo. Oh, in ripeness. So allow your thoughts and your feelings to come back into your tree. You know, take some time to spend with the mother goddess internally. You know, you know who you are in there, right? I can't tell you who you are. It's like in the Caterpillar Alice in Wonderland. Who are you? And he gets all mad. It's like when she doesn't know. If you don't know who you are, how am I supposed to tell you who you are? Right? It's the same as being your heart being weighed in the halls of Amenti, which is happening right now, right? On the scales. You know, have you been authentic, true to thyself? Treat others how you would like to be treated, and to thine own self be true. So if you don't know who you are and you're coming to get weighed, but you were pretending that you were somebody else this whole time, well, how do you expect to make it to the next level, right? How do you want to participate? That's like me saying, go ahead, you could drive my car, even though you've never driven before, but you want to go drive to fucking cross country. It's like, wait a sec, you got to learn how to drive first. You got to learn the rules of the road so that you're safe. Not necessarily because, like, they're rules and they're not meant to be broken and that's what they are. It's like, no, because we right, Saturn puts certain boundaries in place so that we try to, right, we all are part of that Saturn. No, I don't like that. We create a boundary. Is there an actual line drawn there? Sometimes it's like my door in my room is closed right now, right? So the boundary right now is, right, unless you knock, don't come in. And sometimes the cleaning ladies come in, but I don't mind them, right? But yeah, otherwise, right, it's like, so same with, you know, you go to the bathroom, close the door, or, you know, sometimes we don't care, but right, it's like, so, or oh, I don't even know where I was going with that, but yeah, right, keeping boundaries. They're not always seen. Sometimes I don't like how something feels, and it's like, I've already said that to you. I already said it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. So if you keep trying to, like, right, it's like, if it's something that, like, maybe it's like, maybe in time, you know, and if I feel like I'm being loved and nurtured and that's something that's part of me that's growing, then yeah, maybe that might be something down the line that I may experience. But right now, I'm not quite ready, right? So it's like the food's not ready, the tree's not ripe, it hasn't sprouted yet, I'm not bloomed yet, I'm not ready. So there's a boundary there. No trespassing. Don't fucking cross that line.
Otherwise, you're one of those asshole dickheads coming into the daughters of men. You crossed the fucking line. Did you not see it? That's because, hello. So then don't say to us, there was no line there or blah, blah, blah. No, now you're lying. And this is where, like, now we're at that time where the ancestors and karma, no, you're going to get checked. You saw, look, I just said that little shit before, and I was like, whatever the hell I said. I don't even know what I said. And look, all my cards fell. I was joking, like, yeah, instant karma, but not really. That was dead ass serious, right? It's like when we talk shit or do shit or blasphemy or do something that's out of, right? I pushed energy. I did something out of ego or manipulation. Well, there's going to be a wave that comes back and smacks me, a counterattack. Every action has an equal or opposite reaction, period. So that doesn't mean, oh, I did that to them. Now that's what's going to get done to you. Don't, again, right? Again, grant me this. We realize we're powerless. So it's not how you want it to be. If you made a free will decision to do something with the expectation that now you planned it so that another person gets whatever, it's like that's not going to happen the way that you planned that. I assure you that much. You in for some hotty toddy surprises. So anyhow, my friend said something to me once, and I've used this line before too, and I love it. He said, hey, karma's a bitch, but watch out for her cousin, the stripper, because she'll strip you of everything. And that's funny, the Pleiades just came out. Blue dragon from the Pleiades prepares you to accept source healing. Accept a heart activation. Give and receive heart healing. Now don't get confused by, your human heart and what you may want with your ego, like, because that's the Davidic and the Pleiadian, and things get a little messy there, right? So again, I'm not going to throw whatever. It's just big difference between, okay, Atlantean here, golden Atlantean dragon helps you remember the wisdom of golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents, reclaim your mastery. But now Atlantis is also kind of like Titanic, and we can rush in, fools rush in. We can silver lunar dragon bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. Popo's just pulled up out front there. Card 24. Orange Dragon. Brings soul families and communities together. Spread belonging, warmth, and oneness. Bring people everywhere together. I like that. 12:44. Yeah, I've been on here for 3 hours and 14 minutes and 7 seconds. Well, Alpha Dragon wants to make appearance too. Harness the divine masculine power of creation. Destroy the old. Visualize your dream. Help to manifest a new world. That's amazing. And that's what we're all doing. Keep up the good work. Put down the bat. Air and Fire Dragon expands your creative energies. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. And so you just said destroy, right? So now God is, right? It's like God means generator, operator, destroyer. So it's like, oh, we like that. And it's like, I don't like that. So we constantly are creating and destroying, right? Again, it's balance. Gold and silver, violet flame dragon. Transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transmutation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. So like we were talking about before, Terry. It's like, again, yeah, we're going to feel some nasty stuff, some gross stuff's going to come up, and we're all mirrors to one another. So sometimes it's like, what? But hold on. That's a part of you, whether we think so or not. So we have to take a look. Why am I feeling this way? Did I feel wrong? Did I feel like somebody came against me in that manner? Do I have some bitter, right? Be weary of wormwood, bitter waters within me that like make me feel a certain way about these people, places, or things? And why? Why do I feel that way? What thoughts are running through my head right now that I have to take a look at that maybe aren't true, that are causing me to feel, right, virus of a not good feeling, dis-ease? If I'm not at ease, I have discord. So there's something going on that's causing, right, an uncomfortable vibration. Something ain't sitting right there. So it doesn't always have to be so bad. It could just be, right? I had another card in my deck before. No big deal. Put it in the other deck, right? It's not a big deal. We're just organizing, right? Or going through our checks and balances. We're reconciling our accounts. So just as your head of household, when you do your taxes, it's like you go through your bills and your fund, everything that's going out, your in and your outflow, right? Accounts receivable and your payments. And you start to take a look at stuff and you're like, do I still need this? Oh, I'm paying for this membership. Oh, I have this extra charge on here that I've been paying every month, and I forgot to call and cancel, or haven't had the time to call and cancel. I don't need that anymore. I don't need to be wasting, right? Do I need that extra cheeseburger? Do I have to go grocery shopping, or do I have some food that I could get creative with in my fridge? Or if I don't have any food right now, it's like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to, right, eat dinner later. So by talking about that and acknowledging it, or having that thought, a lot of the time for me, I've had experiences like that. And it's like, I'm out of cigarettes, or I'm out of weed, or I'm out of pretty much food. All of a sudden somebody knocks on my door, or I run into somebody because I decided to get the hell out of my room and stop dwelling on thinking about what I don't have and my anxiety, right? I don't sit in that too long. I try not to, right? I acknowledge it and I'm like, okay, right? What am I able to change, and what, right? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. So if I have no money, I'm not going to be able to change that in a second and close my eyes and I dream a genie and just oh, I wish I had $100,000 in my pocket right now. And then all of a sudden and now I can just go whatever. I can say that, and yeah, hopefully, right? Abundance in all forms. My health is my wealth. And I know with faith that I will get what I need. Because I trust that. And sometimes I think I need something, or I'm out, or I'm going to be without. And again, that's what I was saying. All of a sudden, somebody will be like, hey, you want to go eat? Or I walk outside and they're like, hey, you want to have a cigarette with me? Or, I just rolled a blunt. And I'm like, wow, awesome. Or here, I got a bud for you. I've had that happen to me. I don't know how many times. And I'm like, you have no idea. I was like, I had no weed. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. But it's like, all right, it'll be all right. And then I go and it's like, oh, here you go. It's like, what? That's so fucking cool. And it really does work that way. As soon as we give up the ghost, give up the goat, right? Let go, many roads open up. And it's just a matter of us letting go. But it's really scary to let go. It is. All of us get scared. We all get scared. That's normal, and it's okay. It's just coming to terms with it and being bigger, we're being bigger and stronger by being willing to take a look at it, right? We're not going to be ignorant little nigga devils anymore, Because that's what we all are right now, if we want to be real clear and real. It's like we're all running around like, yeah, look what they did to me. And this one, right? Everybody's all like bunched up in their panties, right? Everybody got all these like, yeah. And look at all stuff going on in the world, right? So it's like, oh, wait. Everybody got to do their part, right? We are the world. And then if everybody does that little bit, we make huge strides. Look how much we can clean up. It's like if I have to clean up the room by myself, that sucks. If I have another pair of hands or somebody else like that has a little bit more of an organizational compartmentalizing brain than me, and they're like, hey, why don't you just do this? I'm like, oh, you're a fucking savior. My head's like, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. Either a millennial or a Melissa or my Kevy or one of my other beings, friends, family has a much easier mental capacity to compartmentalize. For me, everything's floating around. Everything's like all one. So it's like whatever. Everything's in the water. And if it's not here right now, eventually we'll swim to it or it'll come to us if we need it. And if not, then we didn't need it. And the thing that we do need will. It's like that's how I see everything, really. So for me, you know, we all have different eyes of perception, right? The doors of perception. But that's why it's so cool that I can't see what you see or feel how you feel personally, unlike then we can both see, right? We communicate, we commune instead of divide. COVID is dividing. I'm afraid. I don't know what to do. I gotta cut them off. I gotta, right? It's like, whoa. Right? And a virus is just a sleeping atom. We always have them dormant within our bodies. So as they get activated, it's like if you get a massage and you don't feel good, it activates the sickness in your body. So it may run through your whole body, right? So same with a virus sleeping atom, or as our DNA is upgrading, it's like at first it's a little messy. Or if you're making a meal, if I'm making a cake, no, it's not ready yet. And if you open the oven before you get baked yet, it's not ready yet. So if something's not ready, going back to it's not ready, you don't need to molest it. You don't need to go grabbing something before it's ready. Wait. Why are you in a rush? You don't have the ability to, right, change a thought and move a muscle and move a different direction for the moment and keep yourself occupied. You don't have masculine intellect and feminine, divine feminine creativity within you. You were given those by God. I'm confused. Or are you just letting your human bitch ass self run your ship and you got to come over here poking instead of like keeping yourself busy while I'm doing what I'm doing, and then we can share that cake together after when it's ready and enjoy it. But if you want to keep pesting me and bugging me, and if you go and open the oven after I just went through all that work, I went to the store or to where at a market or got all fresh ingredients to make this cake or whatever I'm making for our family or whatever, and you decide that you can't wait, so you're going to ruin it for everybody. Wait a minute. And then you're going to get all upset and say that what? We yelled at you? We asked you politely to please not touch and to please go do something. Go play outside, go color, go play on your computer, go sing and write a song, draw a picture, learn how to skateboard, watch a movie, take a nap. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. Take a walk, go outside barefoot, connect with nature. I mean, come on. You only see things one or two ways. It's got to be this or that. What is that? Besides ridiculous. That's someone being unwilling. A brat having a temper tantrum, right? A toddler that calls themselves a god or a lord or that made a law because they're feeling some typo negative way. No. I was like, no. The mamas are here now, and it's like, it's okay, child. Go outside and play, and we'll talk to you after. Go wash up or go take a nap, or you're going to have a timeout, and that's it. Yeah? That's it. Dusty pink dragon from Andromeda prepares all of your chakras to embody higher love. Whoop whoop, and there's like a little grasshopper or cricket and music. I used to love listening to them at night. Omega dragon. Oh wait. Accept and radiate higher love. Touch others with its flame. Whoop whoop. Line high again. And we'll dip down real low, ending in between two. We ain't afraid of none of you, flying nuns. Bar none. Harnesses the divine feminine power of creation. Intention. Hold your vision. Birth the higher consciousness. Whoop whoop. All right, my lovies. I did say this was a starseed reading, so I'm gonna pull one starseed card. Ooh, and I'm really going. What we got for our starseeds and twin flames and divine feminines and masculines and karmics, because we're all karmics too. We're all. So what messages do we have for our galactic evolution and birth that we all need to hear? Oh, ooh, the great severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. That's so fucking cool. And before I start, we're alchemizing Mars and Mercury. So going from all this feeling of like, I'm not good enough, or why'd they take this from me, and how dare they, right? Aries, Mars, of God of war, conflict, to, right, instead of being tricked and going, right, lust is not the same as love. Or when somebody's taken something from us, taken our family, and then tries to replace it with another, it's like that anger, or we got forced into, right? Like there's a lot of like molesting and right, child pornography and sexual abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. We are all healing from that right now. And anybody or anything or anyone that steps in the way of another's healing and tries to cause harm, ooh, that's all I got to say to you. Because there ain't no fucking more voodoo or hoodoo or spell fucking magic craft bullshit you're going to put on anyone without a real quick instant karma. Just like instant coffee. It's like, go ahead and try to sneak your hand where, or your eyeballs or your energy where it don't fucking belong now. You were already told to stay in your fucking lane, and you chose to steal someone else's vehicle, house, children, love, etc., money, destiny, you thought. So that's all good. Just sit tight. Stay right the fuck where you are. You hear what I'm saying? You've been called. It's like you in the fucking waiting room, and that when Beetlejuice, when Juno has, so they don't even know they're dead yet. She's like, well, you just sit down, pipe down, and be quiet. It's 1 o'clock exactly. You decided to sneak around in other people's pipes. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Stand up. activated earth, power places, ley lines, where you're led. Trust your inner compass, your true north, your Oh, you're fine. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Inner earth. Yeah, come. Love you. My daughter's coming for lunch. Oh, the golden children, as my daughter just called. Inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. It's time. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's time. You got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. So remembering you are love, we're never alone. And when you start to feel you're not good enough, or somebody else has something better than you, or what have you, cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Remember, you're not alone. You're extremely loved. You're a fucking piece of God and you're fucking amazing. And remember to breathe the air, both the sweetness. Venus energy, pleasure. Make love to life and stop fucking and fucking everybody and each other over. Stop, embrace winter, the great cosmic womb. Boom, boom, boom. On that note, hey, hold on one sec, okay? This will be the last card. The courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. There's only one you, and you can only be the best you could be. Can't be the best anybody else. 3 hours and 33 minutes in as I said that. And look, you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. So we're all in this together. We're all in this together. We're just all at different parts and different places, right? So it's like just support and love and messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Yeah. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Yeah. 7 star sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. Earth, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. And you are a child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Don't let it lie to you. And on that note, I bid you adieu. Thank you for blessing me, please. Thank you so much for sticking it out and hanging out. Defenseless, writing past wrongs and uprooting. Going through our Saturn return, all paths lead to home. Inner authority, intuition. Turn your gaze within. Portals, doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. There you go. Wild card. On that one, I'm leaving it. That's beautiful and perfect. metaphysicalmamma@gmail.com. Please like, hit the bell, and subscribe and share. And hey, you may have to listen to this a few times. Oh, and this is sticking out. Double mission, light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. The Hathers, we the Hathers. And there's the portal. All you got to do is walk through the door. In order to do that, you got to close your eyes and go into triple darkness. I'll meet you there. Blessings and love.